Yes, indeed, and the honk has arrived. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Arvanauts, to the final stream of 2025 in the year of our Lord, etc., etc. I hope that everyone is doing well. I am coming to you today without headphones because there is a possibility that my son, who is, of course, still on winter break and is not back to school yet, it is possible that my son will be joining us a little bit later. And if so, I did not want to have to fiddle with headphones and getting everybody ready to make sure that everyone could hear them. So instead I am using the speaker, which means I do not have headphones. So I don't think that should have much of an impact on your audio, I think, that you're hearing, I hope, he said, crossing his fingers. But in any case, I hope that is the case. And hello, everyone. Welcome to Nonstop Imaginary Exponent. Hi to Effect Life. Totally understand. Whatever people can make would be great. My plan is to start today with the chat chosen game of the month, The Room, which I am led to believe is not very long, and I'm going to play that. I'm only going to play it, though, up until about 1:15 or so. So I'm going to play for about an hour, because after that I have to get rolling with the Game of the Year show, which is our annual show where I rank all of the games that I played in 2025, and then a few thoughts about the year that was. 2025 was certainly a year. I think we can all agree on that. And then talk a little bit about 2026 to come. So this is the final stream on my channel of the year, although I will be over at Pen and Pixels at 4 p.m. Eastern today playing Breath of Fire 4, and that is technically my last stream of the year. But the last stream of the year on my channel is going to be here. On Thursday, we are going to finish up with Dispatch Thursday night, and that will get us ready for the beginning of our new big video game that we're going to be playing in the new year, which is going to be Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So I am looking forward to that quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to 2026 to come, but I'll get into all that in just a bit. Before I do that, first of all, just a reminder about ways to support us. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please check out our YouTube with !ArvTube, and thank you for watching over there as well. Subscribing there is free, but really helps us out, so please do that. Discord is !ArvCord. You can hang out with the Arvanauts in between streams. Blue Sky, !ArvSky. Please join us over there for all of your microblogging needs. And the website for this, arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop is the merchandise area. You can get cool stuff for you and cool stuff to support the channel. The Patreon, !ArvTreon. I'm really trying to get that back up into triple digits if we can, because it really does help the channel, and you can get unique stuff there that you can't get just for subscribing, just as you can get unique stuff from subscribing that you can't get just from the Patreon. So my hope is that both may be of interest to you. But in any case, the Patreon is !ArvTreon, and as I just mentioned, subbing to the channel is helpful as well. Now until the end of the year, by the way, 5 gift sub packs are 35% off. So Twitch is doing that. So any 5 gift sub pack is going to be 35% off for you. And obviously that is helpful to the channel as well. So just putting it out there because it is a Twitch thing that they're doing. So always appreciate when people are able to do something along those lines, though it is never expected, of course. On the publishing side, !Icarus, my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library is my Tales and Tomes, The Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and source book from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Greyshade is my Greyshade IP, Greyshade Renegade and Heretic, the Grey Assassin Trilogy, award-winning, critically acclaimed from Athos Arts, available at that link. You can also get the audiobooks of Greyshade and Renegade. I'm trying to get better about this since Tren rightfully and jokingly called me out on Saturday and was like, you need to promote this more, and he's right. So it is out in both audio form and book form, and Tren did an amazing job with this, Tren Spark. So if you have not already done so, please spread the word. I posted about this on Blue Sky today. Greyshade and Renegade, both available now in audiobook, and Heretic will be out early next year. Really excited about those two. I'm excited to announce, by the way, or to mention that I got my royalty statement from July through September, and Greyshade, Renegade, and Heretic are continuing to sell. So I'm very pleased about that. There is definitely a longer tail with these, and I'm really happy about that, and bodes well for hopefully future plans and writings and all that kind of good stuff. Same thing with Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, which is now sold out in print, and hopefully a new printing of that coming in the new year as well. So thanks to everyone who supported there. Also on the Greyshade front, don't forget you can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Greyshade from our very own Brandon O'Brien and Alligator Alley Entertainment. That will be out early next year as well, and I'm super excited for that too. And And as always, exclamation point BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Exclamation point Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and reach out to others when they need help as well. And exclamation point Ukraine, UKRAINE, to help the people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war with bravery and courage, and send the message we will do so for others in that situation in the future. And I have continued to mention all of those three things because they are causes that are near and dear to our heart. Obviously, there are many causes to support. Damon Runyon is one of the big ones that I support too, as you all know. But it's important to continue to remember these things because they do not go away and do not change. They do change beneficially, hopefully, but the need for them has not changed. And so make sure that you please consider that as well. Also, hi to Hildness, hi to Dekanjia, and really welcome to everybody. I'm very excited for the stream today. Very excited about that. All right, 1 second. Okay, we are set to go with that, so I'm going to get rid of this, and I turn on that. Whoa, my goodness. That is a whole lot of sunlight. I don't need that much. Okay, there we go. Good. Hi all, welcome. How are you? I am wearing today, I have a sweater on because it's cold outside. Wind Coast Studios is windy. It's living up to its name, but I have got my, let me see if I can show it the other way. I have got my Be Water, My Friend Bruce Lee shirt. Which a good friend of mine, a dear friend of mine gave me and some years ago. And the Be Water, My Friend shirt means a lot to me. One, because I personally admire Bruce Lee quite a bit, but also because it seems very appropriate for what 2025 was for all of us. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we get there. I tuned down the sun. I know. Those shelves are struggling. They're not going to bend any lower than this, but definitely it does seem like that, doesn't it? Well, if you look over there, though, it just happened. It's just the angle, actually. They're not actually bending the way it looks like on that. It's just the angle of this. But each one of those shelves is curved a little bit, and I kind of like it a little bit. I mean, they're plastic shelves also. But I like them because these shelf colors, first of all, they match the color of the room, and I think they look good in the background, and it's appropriate that they're bending under the weight of the joy of these books and games and all this kind of stuff. So, okay, so here's the order of operations for today, folks. We're going to start by playing The Room, a game I have never played before. I have to tell you, it was not available on GOG, and so I went over and looked at Steam, and I was like, all right, it's no problem. I think, I'll just buy it. I can do that. It was 74 cents for The Room, and the pack of 3 was $5.15. I'm like, I think my $5.15. I think I can swing that to benefit these 3 books. So I purchased them for $5.15. And so, anyway, we're going to start with that. We're going to start with The Room. I'm only going to take an hour on this, though, whether or not we're finished, because I do want to make sure that I get through my Game of the Year show. So right around 1:20 or so, we're going to wrap up that, and then I'm going to move into my Game of the Year show, where I'm going to talk about all of the games this year that I played. I'm going to rank them in order. I played a total, counting tonight, or today, The Room, I played a total of 26 games this year, which is in line with the game list I normally have. Like 2024, I played 27. 2023, I played 30. 2022, I played 24 games. 2021, I played 25. So it's usually somewhere in the mid-20s, and that's what I did again this year with 26 games. And I'll talk a little bit about the new ones and like all that stuff. And then what made the top 10 list? What made the top 10 list? What was the bottom of the list? Even though, again, I didn't actually play any bad games this year. But, that thing. In fact, there were a lot of good games, as we'll talk about. So I'm excited to get into it, but that is the order of operations. And then again, I'll be over on GOG Comms channel at 4 p.m. Eastern for some Pen and Pixels and Breath of Fire 4 for the final stream of the month and of the year. So let's move over to here and play The Room. Now, the only thing I've done so far is to make sure that it plays in windowed mode and that it properly plays on my computer. Other than that, I don't have any idea what this game is about, except it's some kind of a puzzle box thing made by Fireproof Games. That's all I know. It's going to take a second. There it is. So I've not played this before. The Room series are great. Yeah, I've played the House of Da Vinci games. I played the House of Da Vinci 1. And I don't know if I finished 2. Those are both cool. I played those on my Steam Deck, but I have not played this series, so. Click to begin, okay. How's the volume for me and for the game, by the way? You haven't managed to follow anything of the introductions? Oh no. I'm a tad quiet in the game, a bit loud. I will address that now by dropping the volume. That should be better. Effect Life, you mean you didn't pick up any, oh, you were, because you didn't hear any of the introductions. More or less what I said is, I'm so excited that everyone's here. I'm going to play the room, and then after that, I'm going to, about an hour in, I'm going to go to my Game of the Year show. I will rank all the games that I played this year. I'm going to talk a little bit about the channel and about the world in general from 2025 and what my plans are for the channel, my writing, and the world, hopefully, my thoughts about the world in 2026. That's basically it. Also saying hi to everybody, and I'm glad everyone's here. That was basically your introduction. Oh, okay. Totally understandable on both sides. It's good to see you, Effect Live. Good to see everybody. Okay. So let me know, chat, as I go through. As I said, I'm playing without headphones today because my son is still home from school. My wife and daughter are off doing the Christmas present my daughter got my wife, which is that she last couple of years has gotten her a painting class. So the two of them go and do this painting together, which is very cool, I think. So they have gone to do that, and my son is still home from school. And so I told him he has, I gave him food, he's got food, and he may come up here to hang out with us because he loves escape room stuff and like escape room things. He's even made one himself. So he may come up and join us later on, and I didn't want to fiddle with the headphones. So that's why I don't have my headphones on for this, but just letting y'all know what that's about. Okay, you came. I knew your curiosity would get the better of you. Please excuse the mess. My housekeeper abandoned me shortly after the rest of the world. The answers you seek are inside this box, along with something else. Something they said could never be built. It is the only one in existence, and it is the key to incomprehensible power. This safe was constructed to keep it from lesser minds. I have every faith in you solving its mysteries. You always were the smart one. With the enclosed key, I gift you one parting favor. Keep this eyepiece with you always. Without it, you were as blind as the rest. Wonder if you have to look through it, maybe. The stakes are higher than you could possibly imagine. Okay, click the key to collect it. Small brass key with an animal motif. Rotate the lid to line up the keyhole. Drag the key into the keyhole. Logical. Turn the key. This was originally designed for an iPad, so a lot of touch stuff. Pick up the eyepiece. Feed me and I shall survive. Give me drink and I shall die. Click the eyepiece icon to wear. It doesn't do anything. Perhaps something's missing. What does the note say? Feed me and I shall survive. Give me drink and I shall die. A riddle. The solution must be here somewhere. Oh, really? Is that true, Effect Life? I've heard that these are very short, but right-click to zoom out. You'll find the answer somewhere on the safe. Okay. Some of my dusty old books, I don't think they'll help me here. Oh, yeah? What do you think? Okay. Aha! I see it. Strangely shaped keyhole. Okay. Not a lens, it's just an ordinary eyepiece, so we need a lens. Okay. Talisman. Talisman, the board game? Bespoke safes for the gentry, Guildford, England. The world-renowned Talisman, established 1807. Guaranteed thief and fireproof. Okay. Turn up the gamma on this. Graphics settings. Oh. Amazing. Back. Resume. I see we've got Earth. Yeah. Feed me. Wind, fire, yeah. Air. Fire. Wood feeds it, but water puts it out. I guess I should give it a push. Oh. Alright, tutorial time. Hey, a peculiar old key. Something unusual about this key. I should take a closer look. So I click on it to examine it. Oh, I can make it into a different shape. Okay. Haha! Okay. An ornately engraved metal plate. The end looks like it could be used as a wrench. Okay. Hey, Big Boss. Merry holidays. Same, Big Boss. I hope you're doing well. It's always good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. I hope everyone is doing okay. For those who are just entering, I am going to be playing the room for about an hour. And then when I'm done with that, I am going to head over to... Wait a second. Might be able to unscrew this if I had something to grip it with, like that, for instance. And then I'm going to be doing my Game of the Year show, where I'm going to rank the top games that I've played, including this one. Maybe this will be so good it'll go all the way to the top one. Who knows? Yeah. Okay, so I click the eye. Whoa! Dang. Creepy. I still have the key. So now there's another shape, which I rotate. I put this. Key's the wrong shape. No problem, I can fix that again. Okay. Oh, it's still the wrong shape. Money's on Blueprints. Blueprints was really good. I will not give anything away. I shall not give anything away, but can I only go? No, it's not right. All right, let's see what else I have. I can't take the key, can I? Can I go under the velvet? Okay. I don't think this is doing anything. Gather the tutorial is over. What is 2? Is that like chapter 2? Hey, welcome, Effect Life. Or welcome to your laptop, I should say. Okay, so that led to that. I already opened that. Can I go like... No. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be... There's only 2 positions. Okay. I think I tried both, which is the weird thing. Oh, okay. I thought I tried that one, but apparently I didn't. There we are. Oh. Clever. Clever girl. Looking for the eye, right? Okay, that one it has to fit with that one, which is centered. So it's got to be like that, and then this one has got to fit in to be like that, and then this one has got to fit in to be like that. Ah, haha! It's another box. Well, let's take it out for a closer look. Pleasing progress, but do you really think you've proven yourself yet? All right, I completed chapter 1. It's a second puzzle box. 3 seals stand between me and the contents of this box. These seals go on. Locked up tight. Okay, well, we'll see what I can do. Plate with an eye symbol on it. Okay. Okay, this obviously has numbers I have to find. Plate with a cog symbol on it. Doesn't seem to move. A circular indentation. Okay. And then we got this. Right. It's boxes all the way down. I was noticing that Effect Life. It was reminding me. I can't remember if Da Vinci was also that way or what, but. Okay. Whoop, wait a second. Mm-hmm. Ancient leather-bound book. The cover seems very ornate. Uh-huh. Puzzle that I have to solve here too, right? I get it. Yep. February 11th. My research continues at a snail's pace. With these barbaric instruments, I can barely read anything at all, but there is something there. Between earth and fire, between water and air. I cannot see it, but I can see its presence. Like the shadow of the object without substance, yet betraying the shape and form of that which casts it. It is the final element, null. It brings meaning to the rest, just as all the numbers of the world are meaningless without their zero. The circle are petty fools, blinded by their dark arts and their greed. Alchemy is not the pursuit of callow gold, it is the pursuit of this. Key for winding up clockwork. Okay. Ooh, wait a second. So dash that. Oh, okay. So there's that weird symbol up there. Okay. So like a crown down here. I think that's that. Yep. Yep. And then this one is a cross above a spiral. There we go. Okay, I don't know about the other two yet, but we'll figure that out. Okay. This. Month away from Gen Con 2026 badges going on sale. Yep. Yes, indeed. Without getting into details, I have received my invitation, and I am excited to get to it. Ooh. Okay. Top and bottom. I don't know. That's just like slash from the top, slash from the bottom. Wait, where was that? Top left. Slash from the top, slash from the bottom. Okay, which means this is just... There it is. A heavy cast iron key. All right. Does that heavy cast iron key go in here? I know it's locked up tight. I'm working on it. Keep forgetting that I have to zoom in first. Nope. Cowl. Oh, I mean, amen to that. Yeah, I mean, I'm, you know, it's going to feel really I am actually, I imagine that I'll just be sort of like, you know, wow at the transformation myself, you know, looking, given all the work that you've done, you know. Actually, wait. I have not looked nearly enough up top. Does this say anything? No. Does this say anything? Besides that, which I already did. Does that say anything? And does that say anything? Star-shaped indentation. You know what I should do first, actually, is I should look. It's a cross. No. All right, let's turn on the lens, shall we? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. I'm doing it right now. Okay. As predicted, my son has arrived. Well, this is called The Room. And so this guy left me a big puzzle box. And I opened up one puzzle box and found this. And so far I found this thing to wind up like a clock and this big iron key. And I'm trying to get in here. And those three things, I guess, open up and lead me to the next box.
Oh, you need a guy. I'm with you. Okay. Did you not put that in there yet?
I haven't tried doing... so if I go here... Also, there's this thing that like lets you see certain things you can't see otherwise. It's locked up tight. That doesn't fit. Does not fit. Look for the odd one out, a pattern that is broken somehow.
Wait, do they know?
A couple of them have played it before, yes. And I have not. So,
Oh, is that a code?
yeah, it says cowl.
Can you undo it?
Oh, yeah, I could move it, I imagine. See? I can move it.
Owl.
Well, but it's got to be 4 letters, right?
Towel?
Towel, that's 5 letters. See, I opened this up. That's how I got the key. The big iron key. And I found this inside here, which is where I also found part of the puzzle for that other thing. I thought that this would be... It looks like that ought to fit in there. I don't totally understand why it doesn't.
Well, I think I do this before, and with this rule, and it's always confusing.
It's always confusing. Yeah.
Can you try that?
It doesn't work either. My son is getting a chair. It might not fit yet. I see.
You might not get it, but if I come, I practice this every day.
You practice escape rooms every day.
I do.
Must resist. I'll ask for a hint from chat if I need it, though.
Oh, not from that?
Well, I mean, I have chat with me. Why do I need that?
That's true. Could you go down and go to that number thing? Is this our number? I want to know what that is.
Which number? You mean
Yeah, that.
here? Whoops. Also, if I put this, see that? Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. 5.
7.
Yeah, it looks like 5 and then 7.
And then that could be a 2.
So if that's... Okay, so if that's 5, if that's 7, and that's... What do we think that is? Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. Like a 2.
Yes, 2.
Yeah. And then we just brute force this because it doesn't matter. Oops. 0. 1. Nope. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Haha! Got it. Okay. Ooh. Is this a... Okay, hold on. February 11th. My research continues at a snail's pace. I already read this. With these barbaric instruments, blah, 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 it is the final element null. It brings meaning to the rest. The numbers of the world are meaningless without their 0. Hey, Geister! Tommy Wiseau's The Room 2. I didn't know he made a sequel. This is the first room, Rob, because Twitch doesn't have the first room on there, so I figured this was close enough. Yeah, there was no category. So the final element is null. 1-7, maybe? 1/7?
Oh, yeah. You see what that just said?
What? Now you got mini arfs, you're all set? Yeah, I did.
Press.
I'm trying.
Hey, what did the note say? What did the note?
The note just said that he's making research. He's doing research and he's making progress. I'm guessing that this grinds down, maybe. Maybe this makes this fit. No, okay. It smells of burning. Okay.
What does that X mean? Is he second that? Because Dad, press both of those. Sometimes it brings a number or something.
Like, I bet that's the thing you have to like, you see that looks like a grinding wheel? You probably make it so that it'll fit into the thing that winds the clock. But we have to get this working for that to oh, wait a minute, what is this? Can I... Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, it exists, you just don't know what it is yet. Whoa! Okay. So I can move that. It's not a grinder, it's a spark. Okay, but what do I put in there, though? So I need something, I need like a wooden, oh, paper maybe. Yeah, it's a, okay. So it's designed to spark something.
Go, oh, wait, Dad, go on. Go to the note and pick that up.
Can I pick the note up? It doesn't let me... Yeah, it doesn't let me pick it up. Wish I could move it. Maybe I could burn it if I had something to burn it with, but...
Yeah, what is that?
That's the thing that we opened to open that part of the box. What's on this side? Aha! Okay. This looks like the winding mechanism. There should be some sort of key, like this, for example. Okay. Now what?
Go there. And put...
Hmm. Double click on suspicious locations if it game zooms in. If it doesn't, it's not that interesting. Yeah. That I assumed as much. It smells of burning, I know that. Can I don't know. Can I zoom in on that? I cannot. Wait, can I put this thing... No. There's something that fits in here that this grinds. Maybe it's that key. Oh, you mean this gate key? That's a date. Yeah, I wonder if that gives me a letter.
Wait, so there's a box over this?
There was, and it came out of it, yeah. Let's see. It is the final element, null. It brings meaning to the rest. Circle of petty fools. Maybe it's between earth and fire, between water and air. Maybe null is the word that we need to put over there. Nope. There's no N. North. Is there an N? No.
Did we do it backwards?
Like LWOC.
No, L-L-U-N. Oh. Then what about our separate null? Backwards.
Oh, I see. So L. U. Doesn't look like there's a U. I'm going to put the back the way it was just because in case that turns out to be a clue. Cal. Alright, well. The only thing we have right now is a key.
Oh.
Yeah, cog. Wonder if it's like, could be star?
How?
Because there's a star indentation up there. But there is no S, so no.
Maybe backwards?
Nope, there's no S here either.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Alright, let's see. No. No, we need to shape that into a key, I think. We already know about that box. No. I wonder if that thing...
What is that? Oh.
That's one of the symbols that I used to open up to get one of these keys before. I know it's a star-shaped indentation.
What's in there?
It's a good question. I assume something else that we need to get in the box. Yeah, I know you see that thing in between, but we can't get to it yet. Watching my time. Okay. I was thinking if there might be like a place there that I could zoom into, but it doesn't look like it. I'm thinking about what Effect Life said about the pattern being different. Looks like there's something there, but I can't. Obviously that opens along that seam. If I could take one of these pieces of wood out, then I could burn it in the little burning thing. But
I haven't tried that thing. Okay, Dad, I think.
okay, sounds good. Enjoy Food Effect Life. See you soon. If I don't see you, Happy New Year. And I'll see you in 2026. Okay. What about that? What is that thing? Ah, ha, 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 ha. A miniature telescope. Okay. Looks like it's more than miniature.
Oh, put it in the circle thing.
Yeah.
Wow, you just always never seen that when it was always there.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing to see till I've got this contraption working.
Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so found part of it. Okay. Hey, what's up, Guy Shield? One more tip: ribbed surfaces can usually be moved. Yep, fair enough. It was the hint about patterns that really helped there too. Also, hi, Guy Shield, and also I see another pattern. Although maybe that was just putting me onto this. You see how that one's circular? All the other legs are square. And hi, Guy Shield. Nope, nothing there. So this is also... Oh, look at this.
Aha.
Short piece of cotton. I know where that goes. And now...
Oh, wait, Dad, put that on there.
Put what on where?
On this, on the fire.
I think...
Dad. To shape it into a key.
Right, but...
Dad, it's not good. No. Dad, down there. Dad.
Alright, alright. Doesn't look like... But this does, look. Now... Was that nice saw? Would the eyepiece reveal anything? Trial. That's the words on the other side, I bet.
Oh, that was you, right?
Oh!
That was you, right?
No, that was... I think it was the guy who was there before. Okay. Take care of trial in a minute. First of all, we're arranging this way. Okay. Well, that might work.
No, Dad. Hey, wait.
No, Dad.
Dad, wait.
That's it right there.
No, Dad, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because look, it matches there. We have to fix this stuff. See? And there's the L. And that's the thing we need for the other side. Alrighty, that goes here. So now we do trial. T R I
That really helped.
One of the seals open. 2 more and I'll be in. Ooh. Okay.
Put that there. Put that there.
No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, look at this. Oh no, those are just...
We go left.
I will in a minute.
Okay, then. That,
Yeah, I get it.
Let's not do anything in the box.
Okay, so that's got to be like... It's a safe dial, but there's a piece missing. Okay, so we have to find the piece. Whoa. Ah, that's the thing that uses this. It's the right shape, but the hole isn't tall enough. Hmm. So I need to make this taller somehow. What about up top? Ah ha ha!
Aha.
May 8th. McAllister returns with the rubbings from Egypt. The pattern continues. The Tibetans call the null element space. To the Hindus it is ether, and now to the Babylonians it is simply up, the other direction, the realm of Ishtar. Of yet more significance is the recurring presence of the hexagonal glyph, the same symbol repeated in cultures separated by countless centuries in the span of the globe. Who will tell me now that this is idle superstition at work? When my hands hold the first distilled sample, they will recognize me then. Presently, the skeptics have one more in their number. McAllister has quit my service. It's interesting that it's May 8th, but it says February 7th here.
But no, Dad. It's 2-7. It's the second seat out of 7 seats.
Oh, is that what you think it is?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Wait, hold on. Could you go back to the other letter? That just closed?
I don't think we have it. No, it doesn't show it anymore.
Because that's 1-7.
That's 1-7. This is 2-7. You're probably right, hon. That's you being super smart. Okay. So,
What is that eye shape?
I don't know. It's one of the things that we need to open to get that other seal. All right. So there's got to be something around these. Okay. So if I can zoom in here. Can't open it, I presume, until...
Use the key.
Right. But it's weird that it zooms in like this, because that makes me think that there's something here. No. So the only item we have is that key.
Oh.
Interesting. Ha!
I knew that. You always were pressing that.
That's right. Oh, okay. Right, we need to even them all out.
Green one, come on.
That's the same symbol. Okay. So we have to make a symbol again, right?
Oh, wait.
Same symbol. Ah, a keyhole. Well, well. A small cabinet key.
Oh,
Typing is slow. Did miss a few things. We're making progress. We're making progress. So
Weird.
presumably that.
This is really...
Aha! And I know
Put it.
you know where that goes, right?
Yes. Yeah, we. Up.
I know.
Oh, let's go. We did not.
June 21st. There's your third sheet.
Yes.
Take note of this date. It's the most significant in human history. I have done it. A human subject was required. The catalyst was my own being. Fatigued by my studies, I entered the chamber without disabling the mechanism. When I regained consciousness, I had succeeded. The null element is beyond curious, being neither quite energy nor matter. I've already made great strides in its study, specifically in how it refracts the light. Tonight, I open the wine.
I'm kind of actually sad that key's over, because I always...
Because you had fun with that key? Okay, silver. A brass ring with markings around the edge. Hold on, I will. Oop, my bad. Okay. I'll put it where?
Remember that circle shape that we had to put it in?
Oh, here you mean?
Yeah.
Well, this looks like a lens to me. No. You know what it is? It's the safe. Remember, they said there's a piece missing?
That's why it's still out.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Okay. So he said to notice the date, right? Although it was June 7th, so that doesn't really... Oh, look. 2-3. Right?
Yeah, just try that again. Kind of not in it.
2-3. Maybe it's 3-2. No, it's 2-3.
Dad, put that more down.
No, it's got 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3. It should be 3, right?
Dad, I don't think it's really in it.
It is. Because it just snaps to a certain spot.
What about 2, 3, 1?
It's only got 2 digits, though.
Maybe 2, 1.
You think 2-1?
Oh,
2-5? Interesting.
okay.
All right.
What in the world is that?
That
Oh my
looks
goodness,
like
that's
this.
different.
Oh, it doesn't fit like this, but it will. Watch. Oh. Okay, I'm not doing it right. No.
Wait. If you put it at a certain angle, that's your whole
Okay, so the bottom one.
Hey, Dad, look at the fifth life.
Yeah, he came in and said hi. Okay, so there's that. Ah, that's right. Okay. Circular plate with a star emblem.
Okay, so put that in the circle.
Circular plate with a star emblem.
Put that in this. No, not that circle. That circle. See?
Yep. You're right. So that opens the second seal. Oh, well. Okay. Whoa. Wow. Non est ad astra mollis et terris the sixth. Nothing is in space, something in the earth. I don't know.
Is there another note? Check up.
Oh, that's a good question. Is there another note? Does not look like there is, but... look at that. Oh, but I know I have to turn it. Something is missing here. Okay.
I feel like we don't need a handwritten possession. Oh, wait, Daddy.
Yeah.
There's a square shape and there's a triangle shape. See, look, square shape, then go down. triangle.
There's a triangle shape. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay. That's how it like starts, but it needs to have something there to get running. Click and point tropey with its solutions. No, no, no. Actually, not so far. So far, it has not been super point and click logic-y. Okay. So, which has been nice.
What?
Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. There's something behind him.
Why
You
is
see he's got like a blue gem or something?
He's the only gold guy.
He's the only gold guy, yeah.
Everyone else doesn't have that.
And this guy. I wonder if that's like... There's one part of it that's dark. Don't know enough about that yet to know.
Could you go to the gold one again? But then
He needs a he doesn't have a weapon. Everyone else has a weapon. No. Except that I can see there's a blue gem or something behind him. Okay, let's see.
He was that. Yeah. What is this?
Oh. Well. Okay.
Who expected that? Oh, wait. There's a triangle thing. There's a triangle thing. There's a circular thing. Target. Okay. There's also
Well, wait. First of all, there's a square thing.
You're always supposed to
So-
put that. Oh wait. That. The square thing. The dark side goes left.
Yeah.
Down there.
So you're talking about this thing, right? Okay, so it's set to left. So that's good.
The triangle thing is down there goes right.
What triangle thing, though?
That left right. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's correct.
Is it? The circle thing is...
Yeah.
Circle thing is left.
Then go right. Go.
Square
that,
thing is left.
That pentagon thing is like
Is
that.
right, yep. And then the triangle thing needs to go right. Where's the triangle thing, though?
The left.
Well, I know about that, but that's not... I don't think that moves, though. Oh. Well, perhaps I'm wrong.
Wait, hold on. Can you go back to the circles? What? Is that correct? So, okay, so down there. Okay, now let's go back to see if that is. Yeah, that's correct. These are all correct.
They're all correct, so... Why isn't it letting me pull it? Oh, no. I get it. That's not the answer. You see how these are circular? To get the chest to move, you need to move this so that there's that empty space is there. So we need to get the triangle facing right.
That's gonna be hard.
See? Oh, I was wrong. It's facing straight up. Okay.
There.
Yeah, that's right. Now this thing has to go... that has to go, I think, 2 to the right, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can even see it moving up there. Okay, and then that square, that needs to move.
Up there. It's up there.
Yeah, I know, I see it. Okay, and then this square needs to move to the right. Now this will open. A large cog and an elastic band.
I know where to put the large cock. Right?
You mean
Up there.
what? Where?
Up there.
Oh no, that just well maybe actually. I don't think so though. I think that's no. You can't zoom in on that. I think you put the cog here somewhere.
Put it there.
There we go.
Oh.
And then the elastic band.
Put that there. Put the elastic band over there.
The elastic band. Can I move the cogs? I can't move them once I place them, which makes me think it's not like I messed up because that obviously is supposed to go there. But where do we have to put the elastic band?
Maybe up there. That shape is really funny how it stays. Dad, I think you have to put it on the triangles.
Maybe down here. I think I have to put it on the triangles? Where?
Left. No, right. There. On those.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're probably right. Yeah.
I wonder how you do this by yourself. There has to be a rubber band there. Now put it there.
To connect it, if you can use an item in a position, it'll turn fully opaque. Oh, okay. So it'll go solid, basically, is what you're saying. So in other words, if you can use an item, it'll go solid. That's actually helpful to know.
Yeah, Dad. I know that in the 50-10 moves, if you use an item, it goes solid in this.
Yeah, is that the case?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What about?
Ooh.
I wonder if you can put the rubber band over this. Seems strange that it would be that, but no.
You never really put the rubber band on that.
On what?
On that.
On this?
Yeah. No. Put it there.
No.
No, Dad. Put it on. Like,
What do you mean?
Never even tried it.
Put on what? What do you mean?
That on. No, not down there. Up here. That.
No, you can't.
Just put it down.
No, it doesn't. It would
Okay,
go solid.
there.
It would go solid, is what he's saying.
Oh, I think I just saw that move. I just saw that move.
Wait. It like... No. Need a screwdriver for this.
I think it was orange.
So we opened those. There's got to be something here. That opened. It doesn't move anymore. We're doing on time. Well, I got another 10 minutes before I got to start on my Game of the Year show.
What's your Game of the Year show?
It's where I rank all the games that I played this year.
Oh, to rank?
Wait, can I?
I want to rank. I want to see you ranking the top games.
You sure? Okay, you can stick around for that
Well, I might. For a little.
for a little while. Okay.
What is that gem? What?
That's the thing that I put in there that we found.
I'm saying, what is that new gem? Is the rubber band his weapon?
I know, right? I was thinking there was something that could like pull around him, like it's a whip or something. We were watching you play them. We know who the winner is. You're out of ideas as well. It's been a few years. It's a little strange that there's no... No, I already did that.
It goes solid. That it goes solid on that.
Yeah.
Wait, oh.
Know who the winner is. The winner is us. Aw,
Wait,
that's
who
very
is
sweet,
that?
Geister. I hope so. The winner is me because you all are
Daddy?
awesome.
I'm so happy I noticed that.
That thing.
If you did not,
Can I attach these things for no reason? No. I thought there was like a... No, I already looked at that.
what did your strings up there do?
I don't know. It doesn't let me zoom in on that. It just zooms in here. Oh, I wasn't doing the right one. Okay.
Huh.
Small screwdriver. I know what I need that for.
I didn't get that. I didn't even get that.
Yep.
That's a weird looking screwdriver when you put it in.
It's true. What we got? Peculiar folding key.
Okay, I know where to put that. I know where to put that. Press it, press it, press it.
You know where to put that? Where?
Right.
What?
Dad, do you know the left and right?
What do you mean, right?
There.
No, we already put a key in there, sweetheart. There's already been a key in there. We did that
What
before.
do you mean?
There was an oddly shaped indentation.
When?
I thought so. You think this goes in here?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, maybe you're right. You might be right, Kaylin. You might be right. So let's see. It looks like it'd be a T. So there's like an upper. No, you know what? I think you're right, Kaylin. I think you're right.
Yes.
I think you're right.
Daddy,
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, if I wasn't here,
I would have been in trouble.
Wait, no, Daddy, and then, no, Dad, press it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh.
So we need to put this.
Yeah, that was supposed to go like that. That's what I did say.
Yep, you're right. All right, so what's this?
I'm so happy. with it.
Medium-sized cog. We need that cog for this thing down here.
And put it in the triangle. It has a triangle shape.
Feels like I can take this off if I need to. I'll bet you can. Okay. A medium-sized cog. Whoops, nope. And then this goes... I need... Oh, right. And then...
No, you need to put that. You need to put that there.
Yep. Yep. Oh. So I need to put one. Nope. Need to put one here.
Yes. Oh, then
And one
there.
here. Yeah. Okay. One here.
And then one there.
And one here. Yeah, but I already got that, though.
But try it again. That.
We already did that. I think we're missing a cog. I think I need one more cog.
Put that there.
You can use the hint. The wind roars you. You could use the hint. No, I will not use the hint.
Did you ever use a hint?
I shall not use a hint. Not so far. I haven't anyway. Why does it still give me the screwdriver? Can I use the screwdriver? We still have the rubber band.
Yeah. Rubber band uses.
It's got to be used for something.
Put that there?
Which?
Put that there.
I just tried, honey. See?
But put it down. Like.
Honey, it'll go solid if I can use it. Look, let me show you. See this cog? See how it's transparent? See how it went solid there? That means you can drop it there. Can I do a rubber band from here to here? No. Nope. I gotta stop pretty soon here because I gotta start my show, the Game of the Year show. Do you want to do, it's like a compass.
You go back in the screwdriver thing? Right.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Can't press it anymore.
Wait, go left. Go left. Come on, go left.
Wait a second. Why am I going left?
No, not too left.
Wait a sec, first of all. Wait a second.
You never opened this.
No, I know. I know it's a key, but...
Left.
Okay. Yes, sir. Left.
Not too left.
How far left? That far left? Any further left?
Go down.
Go down.
A little way.
Little right.
Press. Go there.
Wait. What was that sound?
Daddy,
Mm-hmm.
can I say what I was gonna say now?
Sure.
So up there, use that line. Use that. That arrow points down.
I know that.
And then we have to make that point down.
I think what that's actually doing is it's showing you what direction to turn the dial. See how it tells you what direction to go? And the problem is we can't do it because we need something in here. Which I thought might be that, but isn't.
We'll use the rubber band in there. Down there, Dad.
Here?
No.
I tried that, honey. Look, I put it over there directly, and you were like, did you try it? And I did. Right there, see? Okay. All right. Let me use one hint. Hint. Maybe I now have enough cogs to complete the machine. I do?
What? What cogs?
I have 2 cogs.
I only have. Yeah.
There's 1. Alright, put that there. I can't take it off is the problem. Stop doing that. See, it's not big enough is the problem. What it will what? Oh, okay, you have an idea? Well, give me the idea. I'll take it. What's the idea? I will happily take this idea. Cogs on both right pegs, then rubber band between them. So, like, here. You're right. Good call. That's where the rubber band goes. Thank you very much, Fake Life. Good work, which means now... A long, narrow steel tube, and how much you want to bet that goes there? Wait, it's not it? Interesting. I thought it would, but it did not.
Hey, it's moving now.
Yeah, it's moving. Good call, Feckleif. Yep, that was a good call. Okay, let me think about... What is it? Ah, see?
Key, I love keys.
Some kind of small key. And also... an old photograph. Rev 605.
Could you use a key on that?
Yeah, so, first of all, that key's got to be for this. There's this... here we go.
Oh, okay, then that. No. That's there. Down. Put that circle.
Like what?
Right.
Like this, you mean? Alright, I see that. Okay, what, baby? Oh, maybe I have to look at it like this.
Told you.
Okay, there's that.
Can't find this. What did you like?
There we go.
See? Told you.
A small silver shield. Interesting. Didn't know I was looking for a small silver shield. I assume that's... It's like like showing how the key is or something. box keeps going and going and going. I know. I just want to finish this chapter if I can. Can I fit a shield on this? No. Those are all going.
Look at the shield of the thingy.
No, you can't. You can't. Small silver shield.
Oh, wait. I know where to put it. There.
This guy?
Yes.
There's the blue gem.
That, let's go. Let's go. And then we put that in the object thingy. Down there.
Yeah.
See that? You wouldn't have noticed that if I wasn't here. Let's go.
The
Yes.
final one. Hey, it's another box, but it's a smaller one. Chapter complete. Pleasing progress. Do you think you have proven yourself yet? Timekeeper. Let's go. Nice.
Let's do it.
Very nice. All right. Okay, very cool. But it is now time for me to start my Game of the Year show now that we've done 2 chapters. We might be able to continue. There's also a couple of others.
Wait, on the first box was there stuff outside?
Was there stuff outside the box? No, there was just one big.
Puzzles?
No, yeah, there was a puzzle outside the big box, like a safe. You open it up, you got the box we just did, and then inside the box is this box. So question, Effect Life, and / anybody who's played this. How long do you think I have left to go on this? Like, is this another 5 hours, 1 hour? Obviously, it depends on how stuck one gets, but like. Because I gotta do my Game of the Year show, but I'm just curious. There are what, 4 or 5 of these? And I've already done what, 2? Like this is the 3rd one?
Yeah.
All about the same length? Okay. All right. I will keep that in mind. We can do more of this at some point. But right now I need to do my Game of the Year show. Is it fun? You like it?
Yeah.
I thought you might like it.
What is that door?
It's a...
They walk out the room?
It's funny that they do that. That's cute. Okay, cool. Very nice. I like it. Safecracker, 87%. Timekeeper, 78%. All right, well, we beat 22% of the people. There's 5 achievements, so we already got 2 of them. I wonder what the other 3 are. Okay, very cool. I think we will come back to this. I do need to finish Dispatch and get into Metroid Prime, but we will come back to this at this point. That was fun. Okay, so chat. I am going to come back here. And first of all, I'm going to say all of those of you on YouTube watching just watching that stream, don't leave, YouTube people, but if you are watching on the VOD, Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. More of the room to come and then more other ones to come, but we will see you soon. So bye for now. Okay, and now we're here. My son and I are here to bring in the Game of the Year show. I am very excited for this, and I hope you folks are as well.
Mario Kart. Mario Kart. It gotta be Mario Kart.
It is not Mario Kart.
Aww.
I do have to think about where I want to place the room, though. I'm going to have to, because the room is the final game to fit. That's why I played it first. Where am I going to put this? I'll put it... I'm going to put it here. Okay, now. So, marking down now. Okay, so here we go. So, no. Don't tell anyone. No, Mario Kart's not here. I put Mario Kart in here last year. I think it was last year or the year before. I don't remember. Whenever we first started playing it. There it was. It was number 10 in 2023. That was 2 years ago when we started playing it. All right, chat. So the time has come for us to do something I think is pretty awesome, and that is the Game of the Year show. Couple of statistics for people to keep in mind here, first of all. Whoops, no, I didn't need to do that. A couple of statistics, and then we will get into things. Okay, image, create new, browse, desktop. Okay, now let's see. Let's start with, what is that one? Okay. Right. Okay. So a couple of quick notes, first of all, about this that we're about to do. So just a couple of statistics. As I mentioned, I played 26 games this year, both on and off stream. But there's only one game. Now, previously I've had more games like this off stream. This year there's only one game that I've really played off stream that I wasn't playing before. Now, my son just talked about Mario Kart, which we continue to play. But we have played both that and Jamboree, Super Mario Party Jamboree. We've played on stream. Yeah, we have. We played it on stream. We played it with before we did it with Holiday. Which didn't I? Mario Kart?
No, Mario Party Jamboree.
Oh, well, you're wrong about that. I did put it on the list. You shall see. It is on the list for this year. I will show you in a minute. You got to wait for everyone else. So we're going to rank from bottom, and we're going to move all the way up to the top. Only one game was played off stream. I did, however, have more new games this year. In previous years, I've had 6 new games. 2023, I had 7. 2022, I had only 4. 2021, I had 4 in 2021. In 2020, I had 3 only in 2020. 2019, 4 in 2019, and then 2018 I think was the last one where I did the new 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I played 8 new ones in 2018. So this is the most new games that I have played, brand new. I mean, new that came out this year. New games since 2018. So it was a banner year for new games in terms of what we played on the channel. 9 new games, 1 off-stream game. And I did not play any clankers here. I did not, and also any clankers that support AI. I did not play any clankers this year. These were all pretty good, but some of them just sort of ranked lower than others, not because they were negative, but just because it was the way that it went. I'm happy to have people guess what ones are as we go through, except for you, because you can see the list, so you're sworn to secrecy. So
I can't see the list.
you can't see the list. Okay. So we're going to start with the first one. Number 26 on the list is Rosewater. So a couple of notes about Rosewater. This is a game that it's a point-and-click adventure. It is a Western, and it's very much in the mode of like Samaritan Paradox. The games that I've played in the past that are sort of this same kind of point-and-click variety. A lot of the Wadjet Eye games. In fact, I think it may be a Wadjet Eye game now that I think of it. This isn't a negative against Rosewater. It's just that, as you folks know, I'm not a big point-and-click guy for the most part. Occasionally, there will be a game that I like that's in the point-and-click sort of category. The one that we just played, I don't count as that. It's a different kind of vibe. The point and click ones that are sort of like Grim Fandango or even Toonstruck or games like that, Secret of Monkey Island, that stuff I just generally find frustrate me, and it's a lot of like adventure game logic that I don't like, which is sort of like, oh, make up this and then, you know, grill a hamburger and then all of a sudden it'll make sense. Like it just annoys me. So Rosewater was not too bad as far as that was concerned. In reality, the truth is that it just was not super memorable to me, and it didn't stay with me for the course of the whole year. So nothing wrong with it. It was just, you know, a game that I kind of was not super in the mood for in the end. So that was the game that we did this year. Okay. Rosewater number 26. All right, that leads us to game number 25, which is actually a game that I played during one of the trips when Brandon O'Brien was here, a game that he introduced me to a little bit, and that is Cassette Beasts, which is an interesting game, very much a little bit like, If you combined Pokemon with a game called Monster Rancher, I believe that was a game that an old PS1 game that you could put any CD into it, and then supposedly the game would like harvest or catch the monster that you had within the CD. It's a little bit like that here, Cassette Beasts. And it's got kind of a fun little vibe to it and story. Not fun and vibey enough that I wanted to do it if I wasn't playing with other people, to be honest. And so I like Cassette Beasts and I like the aesthetic of it too. I thought it was pretty cool, but it's the kind of thing that wasn't, again, like really grabbing me. Again, if Brandon was here the whole time, maybe I would have played the whole thing with him, but I enjoyed it. But it was not a game that I think I would stick with over too much time. So that was game number 25. The next game that we have on the list is a game that I actually played one time with Tari Tunes. And I think it was because something else we were going to do didn't happen, and I don't remember why. It might have been there was like some technical difficulty thing or something. I don't recall what it was. This was a lot of fun, and the only reason it's not higher on the list is just because I only played it the one time, and you do need a couple people to play it. I might have ranked this higher if I played it more, but this is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. This is the one where one person is trying to defuse a bomb, and they have the bomb that looks in all different sorts of like has wires and buttons and dials and all this stuff. And the other person has an instruction manual, and the person with the instruction manual isn't looking at the bomb, and the person with the bomb isn't looking at the instruction manual. So the instruction manual person is like, okay, how many wires are there? Okay, you want to cut the middle one if it looks like this. Okay, how many dials are there? If there's 3, then you do the number 2 or whatever. And so as you might imagine, craziness ensues as the time counts down. Tari and I definitely had fun with this, and I could see myself having fun and playing it again. It just was only a game that I played the one time, and so that was why we ended up going in this route. So Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes was 24 on my list. Okay, on to, I'm glad you like it, honey. All right, now we move on to the game that my son claimed. Whoops, I did that wrong.
Why number 23?
I did that wrong. There we go. And that is a game which I accidentally just revealed before I meant to. That's okay. It's fine. And that game is Super Mario Party Jamboree. And if it were up to my son, it would be higher on the list. I do like Super Mario Party Jamboree. We played this. We've played this some on stream, and we also played it off stream. In fact, we played it yesterday off stream. And there was some other fun stuff like there's like a rhythm kitchen game that is sort of like where you're doing this thing where you're like spreading the butter, or you're like shaking the salt. It was very fun. The reason that it is not higher is because it can be a little bit frustrating for certain individuals. When those certain individuals include a certain 9-year-old over here, it becomes difficult when said individual comes in fourth, which did not happen yesterday, but it was the kind of thing that he could get a little frustrated with. And I also find the game is so luck-based. I actually have won the last 2 games we played of it, but I in the one case I was like in 3rd place out of 4 going into the end, and then I got these 2 random stars and I ended up winning, and so that's fine if you know that's what you're getting into, but like the strategy as such is not so much. It is, however, lots of vibrant fun, and it can be a real blast if you're playing with the right group of people. So I do enjoy this, and my son and I are definitely going to play more of it because he had a lot of fun. He wants to play more. But for right now, that is going to be number 23 for me. Number 22 for me on the list was another chat chosen game of the month, of which we had a lot of good ones this time. And that, as I move this here, is the combination Cthulhu-esque Things Man Were Not Meant to Know sushi restaurant management combo game I didn't know that I wanted, and that's Dave the Diver. Somebody said that this is sort of like what would happen if Dredge got drunk, and I think that's a pretty good description of it. As you all know, Dredge was one of my higher-ups. In fact, I think Dredge last year, which was when I played it, he said doubtfully. No, 2 years ago. Wow, is it 2 years already? So Dredge 2 years ago was number 7 on my list. I really like Dredge a lot. So this has got a little bit of that sort of vaguely Things Man Was Not Meant to Know, but it's much more sense of humor. Dredge has no sense of humor. Dredge is not meant to be funny. But Dave the Diver definitely does have a sense of humor, and has some fun gameplay mechanics. It literally alternates between exploring, imagine like a pixel-based Subnautica, except not terrifying, and with an overweight diver guy who's a nice dude that sort of like was just hanging out on his, reclining chair until his friend was like, we need to have a sushi restaurant because the guy loves sushi. And then all of a sudden all these things happen. It's kind of got that sort of vibe to it in that part of it. And then the sushi game is basically making sure it's sort of like Overcooked, where you're trying to give people what they need at the right time. So Dave the Diver was fun, and I liked it. I don't know when I would get back to it. Again, it's not a negative against this, but number one, there are some frustrating aspects to the mechanics that I didn't like as much. Number two, don't love pixel art. I've made that clear. Like, pixel art has to be done in a very specific way to like have me overlook it. Even Songs of Conquest, which was a highly ranked game for me last year, kind of would have gotten dinged because of the pixel art. But again, nothing against the concept of it. And in general, I like the sense of humor. Also, the best sequences are that dude that you see, the chef, or the guy with the headband is the chef. His sequences where he upgrades are hilarious, like very Kung Fu Theater. I really dig that. So I did like Dave the Diver. Again, it's not a bad game, just did not rank at the level of some of these others for me. Okay. So the next one, don't spoil it. The next one, which I don't know if I have actually. I don't know if I have this one. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's close enough, because that's what I actually played it with. Is this Halo 3. Now, I played this game one time when the Arvocalists had a couple of people that were sick, and so they couldn't make it in 2025, one of those months. And so there were a couple of people out, and so my good friend Zach Clay and my good friend Jordan, Indy, and I all played Halo 3. And what that basically meant was they played Halo 3 and made jokes about different things and where things were, while I wandered through, never having played the game before. I did play a good deal of the original Halo, and I really do like Destiny and Destiny 2. I wish that Destiny and Destiny 2 had a much more clear single-player story that I could follow, instead of having people like Brandon and Brandon's friend Noel, who has joined us several times on channel, try to explain the lore to me, which mostly involves them being like, oh, well, no, that's when the Kizablazit defeated the mastermind of the Kozablajo, and I'm like, what? None of what you said was English. I would have preferred to have a more clearly definable story, but it is what it is. Anyway, Halo has got a lot of the same sort of gunplay vibes, and having more time to play it would probably move farther up my list. At some point, maybe we can. I love Titanfall 2, which this reminded me of a bit. I haven't actually finished the single player campaign of Titanfall 2. I need to at some point. I really enjoyed that, and I do have a little bit of a sneaky enjoyment of some shooters depending on the circumstances. But in any case, so Halo 3 from the Master Chief Collection was number 21 on the list. Okay, so now we enter the top 20. And we start with a game which I don't know if he recommended it or not, but I know that Dragonspear was a big fan of this one. Let me get down to it. Let me get down to it. Let me down to it. Let me down. There we go. A cyberpunky, detective vision-y, time traveling-y sort of game. And yes, it's called Nobody Wants to Die.
So if that it falls off, he dies.
Well, yeah, but he wouldn't fall off. It is. You're right, though, that it is a scary game in some ways. It is very much not made for children. It is an adult game that has a lot of adult themes, and I don't mean that as a euphemism. I mean, it's just a lot of violence and things like that. Very cyberpunky, and this is a game that I might come back to at some point. This was right on the edge for me. It's a game that I did actually enjoy in some places quite a bit, and in others I found annoying. And there's something in between there that I haven't quite gotten my head around. Dragonspear was a big fan of this, and I can see why. If you like Cyberpunk at all, if you're at all into Duedra's Dream of Electric Sheep, if you liked Cyberpunk 2077 in the game world, or Californium, which I ranked, I think, last year, Philip K. Dick stuff, this is stuff that Nobody Wants to Die that you would appreciate. It's got very much that neon Los Angeles, near dystopian future kind of feel to it. And I think it's slick and it's well polished. Again, nothing negative about this game, just a game that I myself was like, I don't know that it's a game that I would be super into. So there's that.
Is that a black monster?
No, that's just a car.
Oh.
That's just a car. It's
Big
like
car.
it's a flying car. That's right. Yes, it's a flying car. Okay, the next two are ones that I don't have banners for different reasons. So I'm going to do this as, whoops. I'm going to do this as window capture instead. Let's go with this. I think, nope, I was wrong. Okay, let's go with, I was wrong again. There we go. All right, so we're going to do a window capture for this one. This is the one game that I've played completely off stream. I have really enjoyed this quite a bit. It is very chill. It is very chill, very relaxed. And it really is more of a puzzle game than what it feels like on the surface. But the reason that I like it is that it's a game that I actually wish there were more games like this that are around than the games that actually sort of qualify as this point. And that is Station to Station. So I have been playing the Station to Station game, which I got because it was free, I think, as part of an Amazon Prime membership. I'm really trying to get off of Amazon in as many places as I can, although I certainly welcome our Amazon overlords here to Twitch. But I have been trying to do that as much as possible. But I really like Station to Station quite a bit. The basic vibe of this game is that you start with almost an empty map, basically, with topography on it. And you have these things that allow you, have a certain amount of money that allow you to build stations that allow you to connect something which produces something like, say, milk, and then goes to a factory that produces or a farm that produces like cheese, and then a city which desires cheese. So you need to connect milk to cheese to milk to factory to town to make sure that that loop continues, and then you get money for doing it. What makes this a bit different is that every time you do, yes, that one. Every time you complete a route and you get more money, you also open up more cities and build more and areas. There are more areas become available to build upon. So you build more factories and you can build more stuff that opens up. And over time, you try to make super efficient how you're using your various cards and stations and money so that you can not just get through the level, but that you can actually get through by having achieved certain there's a star achievement if you use no bridge cards throughout the course of that particular level, for example, or a piggy bank one for being really doing everything below a certain amount of money that you actually take. Very, very cool. Town to City is like that. That's good to know. The thing I like about this, though, and the thing that I wish were a little bit even better about it and other games like it, I always really have liked railway games. I like train games, but I don't like incredibly complicated, like Age of Steam and like all this stuff. I don't want to manage 75 million factory management. I don't want Civ with a train overlay. I want just trains. I want to play with trains is what I'm saying. So I would like to be able to do more stuff like this. And it's very satisfying to see the map kind of fill in as you complete these different areas. But it really is more of a puzzle game than it is a train to train game, but it's close enough that I enjoy it and it's super chill. So I do recommend it. Station to Station, which I think is on Steam. I don't think it's on GOG. It's the one game that I played off stream this year and I enjoyed it. It was very, very cool. I liked it a lot. So, would you stop, honey? Stop revealing or you're going to have to leave. You cannot reveal this stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go with okay. Like that. Okay. How is that doing? That's pretty good, I think. All right. So Number 18 on the list, and not at all revealed by someone who was sitting right next to me just a second ago, is The Room. It's the game we just played. I wanted to give this a try, and it still fits. It still happened in 2025. I like this a lot. It very much reminds me of House of Da Vinci. It's even a little less annoying than House of Da Vinci can sometimes be. So I like the idea of this sort of puzzle box into puzzle box into puzzle box thing. Very cool. It's got a cool sort of overall vibe to it. I like that it's a little spooky without being jump scary or freaky. I do not like that. Games that make you feel smart instead of dumb when you encounter something are fun games to me. And also it was fun that I got to play with my son. So good stuff with The Room. I liked it. So this enters 18. That's pretty good, having played it a grand total of like an hour and 25 minutes or whatever. But it definitely overcame those games, even above Station to Station. So good stuff. You all saw The Room right now. I don't need to explain that anymore to you, but good stuff. I enjoyed that quite a bit. That's true. That is true. Okay, next one here that I want to put up there. Okay, so now we're moving into number 17. Number 17 of the list is one that you're going to be seeing in a little while, actually. As soon as I can find it, there it is. And the game is, he says, as he quickly gets it moved over. Number 17 is... Well, that's cool. That's what I'm looking for, Effect Life. As long as it's not jump scary, that's the thing that bothers me. So, number 17 is Breath of Fire 4, which I'm going to be playing more of in a couple of hours over on GOG. I really have enjoyed Breath of Fire 4. It's a game that, as I mentioned, it was a JRPG that for whatever reason I just missed. Like at the time that I was playing games like Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross, and then later Chrono Trigger and the Final Fantasy games and Vagrant Story and, you know, all of these types of things, Trails in the Sky and all, for whatever reason, this game just went over my head. And I don't know why. I had heard of the Breath of Fire series, but it was just not a game that I had a chance to play. I have been enjoying Breath of Fire 4 so far. Now, the game has to be careful because the camera is obnoxious and sometimes the control scheme is not totally clear. And so I don't love those things of this game, but I have enjoyed the characters. I have enjoyed the story. The combat is fun. Also, the animations are good. The music is on point. So there's a lot of good elements of Breath of Fire 4, which I have really enjoyed so far. So good stuff from Breath of Fire 4. I am looking forward to playing more of it as time goes on. That was enjoyable so far this year. Okay. Now, the next game in our list as we move into the top 16 here, number 16 on the list, is one that a few of you are going to be happy about. Number 16 is Far Lone Sails. Really liked a lot about this game. There's a very interesting push-pull thing about this game where you playing this person who manages this large kind of cobbled together machine that rolls forward and uses engines and sails and all this stuff, have to keep this thing moving over the course of this landscape until you get to the end and can light this thing on the lighthouse. Far Lone Sails is really interesting because it's cute and also very deadly serious. It's cute and often funny, but a lot of it is very deadly serious about what it's suggesting about the world around you. And I really liked a lot of aspects of this. The side-scrolling thing reminded me of several other games in sort of the vibe that I played this year. But I liked Far Lone Sails a lot, and I also liked some of the reveals where that whole nesting box thing that we were talking about with The Room happens in the reverse in some cases, where Far Lone Sails' ship would go into a larger ship and then that bigger ship would actually go forward over the landscape. Very neat. And again, I liked some of those moments that stay with me, like the lighthouse scene. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a lighthouse thing that happens. It's very cool. There's one amazing set piece that happens, again, that I don't want to spoil. It's not a long game. It's not expensive, and I haven't played the sequel to it, which I've heard is good, but I may at some point in the future. No, I actually really enjoyed this Imaginary. I liked Far Lone Sails quite a bit, so definitely highly recommend. Definitely make sure that you check that out when you get the chance. Far Lone Sails is good stuff. Also a game, by the way, which, as I've often talked about, did not outstay its welcome. I like games that don't do that because there are a lot of good games out there, and I like it when if a game's like, super amazing and like a game that I'm super excited to play all of, that's one thing. But if a game is not like that, and if a game is just like sort of I don't know how to describe it. If a game is just sort of if a game just seems to be going on for the sake of going on, I'm not wild about that. So I like games that sort of understand their pacing. And this next game on the list, as we move into the top 15, is an example of that. This was a great choice, and I think this was selected by, I think Effect Life nominated this. I really enjoyed Gorogoa. In fact, it gave me some of the same vibe that we just got from The Room. There's a kind of elegance to it that I really appreciated. And what I also liked about it was the fact that that elegance also meant that you just play it and then you're done with it. Like, it was a few hours. I actually played it. It was the last stream, I think, before I went to Gen Con in August. And so it was, and the art was lovely. And the perspective, the fact that it works with your perspective to sort of change the way that you look at things and look at the world around you was really, really interesting. Highly recommend Gorogoa. This is a game, I think many games can be art, but if I think about games that are really rising to that level, Far Lone Sails is definitely in that category, but Gorogoa, just as a visual piece, is gorgeous. Gorgeous. See what I did there. Anyway, Gorogoa is really, really cool. I liked it a lot. Highly recommend. Definitely check that out again. All right. Now, the next game, as we move now onto number 14, is a game that I really liked because I really like this series of games, and I'm going to be doing more of that as time goes on. But it did not rise to the level as much of the other gold box games we played on stream. That is Dragonlance Champions of Krynn. Now, I really liked Dragonlance Champions of Krynn, and I like this method and this strategy, and we'll do more of games like this over time. But Champions of Krynn was very, very cool. But again, it was sort of going down that same avenue of what we've done before. Oh, you should definitely try to remember to nominate that Effect Life. I think you may have mentioned that before. I did like that perspective stuff because it was also not deeply frustrating. It was a good combination of things. I don't know. Gorogoa like really nailed a lot of things for me. But Champions of Krynn was very, very cool. A lot of, again, some very cool moments and pieces. Very different kind of game, obviously. No one is ever going to forget about the artistic style of something else from a game like this. But there's a really cool, enjoyable, comfortable vibe for me in playing the Gold Box games. And I am going to play the other Gold Box games as we go down the line. In fact, this, Champions of Krynn, right there, was the inspiration for me to suggest to the Infinity and Beyond crew, which they have agreed to, of after they are finished with Eberron, which will be happening sometime in spring of next year, moving on to Dragonlance, the Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen game. So super pumped about it, about playing that. I really liked the Dragonlance stuff when I was a kid, and I'm excited to be able to do that. So this was really an inspiration in that regard. I really liked it. I imagine there'll be some more Gold Box games in our future in 2026 as we move into it. So number 14, Dragonlance Champions of Krynn. Okay, lucky number 13. Lucky number 13 is another. You think it's unlucky? Is another game that is in the D&D category. And that is, where did it go? There it is. And that is a game which is technically not a game on its own. It is an adventure for it, but it is very, very different. This is by Luke Skull, who did some of the other modules from Westgate, Mysteries of Westgate, and so on from Ossian Studios. This is Doom of Icewind Dale. Really liked Doom of Icewind Dale, which I was able to play. And there are other ones. This was originally going to be a bigger adventure, I believe, but then he decided that he was taking too long, and so he decided to release it in pieces, which I think is a good call because, quite frankly, this game is long enough as it is. Again, not perfect. Some of the jankiness of Neverwinter Nights still comes through. There were elements of it that felt a little bit forced because you're trying to fit the square peg of your story / mechanics into the round hole of what Icewind Dale represents. So there were a couple of like weird difficulty spikes, and I don't think it's because he doesn't know what he's doing. I think it's because the game doesn't necessarily sustain it as well as you might expect. But it is pretty impressive that a game which came out back in 2000, something like that. Neverwinter Nights is like 23 24, 25 years old at this point, I think, that a game like that is still able to produce good adventures like this that we like in the year of our Lord 2025. So I really enjoyed Doom of Icewind Dale quite a bit. And this is the first, Rosewater was a new game, I should have mentioned that came out in 2025. The second brand new game that came out this year was Doom of Icewind Dale. So really enjoyed that. That was good stuff. So Doom of Icewind Dale. Okay. Now we move into number 12. Did you now looking at that? Okay. Now we move into number 12. Come on. And number 12 is a fun game called Cryptmaster. This was with the guy that basically where you type out things to defeat people, and you have the narrator form of Cryptmaster going along with you and basically being mad about, what you're doing because you're supposed to be better undead than this, stuff like that. So Cryptmaster was what this game was. I have to say this is an interesting scenario because this game reminded me a lot of an older game called Paper Sorcerer, which I streamed a number of years ago, and I think it does a lot of things very well. However, the one thing that I'll say that doesn't work as well as I might hope in a game like that is that the game, I think the game, like when I first played it, the first couple sessions, I was like, oh man, like this is headed for top 5. Like, I mean, this is, but then the game started to get a little tedious. Some of the stuff you have to do in terms of the backtracking, in terms of like finding the right things so you can have the right sort of power to be able to create the things that you need for it's a little tedious. It's a little frustrating. The mapping isn't amazing. Like there are some aspects of it that sort of are frustrating, and I think they don't need to be. And the other thing is, and I hate to say this because I do think that the narrator is clever, but I don't think the jokes that made by the narrator are quite as clever as the narrator thinks they do. Like, if you have someone who's amazing all the way through as a narrator, think about Mort in Planescape Torment is a little bit like this, or think about, characters that are constantly cracking jokes and are funny. The vibe of Dispatch, for example, has been really funny all the way through, almost universally. Very few sort of like, well, that was sort of dumb. Whereas Cryptmaster, you have to be really clever, and Cryptmaster's clever, not really clever all the time, which means at the end you're like, please shut up, and you can't do that because he's like built into the game and the structure. I felt like the game was almost better as a proof of concept in some ways about what you could do if you had it go a little bit less time, if you made it a little less tedious with a little bit less of the backtracking, and pumped up the clever on the jokes, a little bit, then the game would definitely rise even further. Even with all that, still enjoyed it. It's still number 12 on my list. It's in my top 50% of games I played this year, but could have been better. And I think the last 7 to 8 hours let it down a little bit, but still really enjoyed Cryptmaster. So that is number 12 on the list. Okay. Last game, which just missed the top 10, number 11 on the list, is another Chat Chosen game, which I ended up finishing. A lot of these Chat Chosen games I finished. Not all of them, but a lot of them. This is a game which reminded me very, very much of Ico, which is the same company that did, the same studio that did Shadow of the Colossus. And this was Neva. I really, really liked Neva. I liked the vibe of Neva. It felt also very much like Child of Light is another one you might be familiar with. Also, there was the Eskimo game that I can never remember. It Takes Two, maybe? I can't remember the name of it, where you have this wolf that you can ride and do all these amazing things. And it's a combination of combat and some puzzle solving and platforming. It's really a platformer to be able to get to the final game of what Neva ultimately is. I really liked Neva a lot. The one thing that kept it from being even a little bit higher is that I found the ending frustrating. And the reason is that I think the ending cheaps out a little bit. Like, the ending basically is sort of like, without spoiling it, is a little bit like, what if this were all a time loop dream? Like, it's not that. I'm not saying that it is a time loop dream, but it has a bit of that vibe to it. And that annoys me because it feels like it's a writer who did a good job writing a lot of stuff and then was like, this is all back at the beginning again, which is not to me the way to do things. There's a better way to write. I think, to do that. So the ending, I felt, let this down. But the music, the set pieces are beautiful. There's a lot of really lovely stuff. A game that I'm gonna talk about in just a couple of minutes, or actually less than that, a couple of ranks. I think does what Neva does, but does not fail the landing, like does stick the landing a little bit better. And so, yeah, really, really enjoyed Neva quite a bit. Good stuff of the games that I played. So that was just outside the top 10, number 11. All right, folks, it's time to go to the top 10,
Wait,
the coveted top 10.
are these
Yes,
all
hello.
new games from 2025?
No, only 2 of them have been new to 2025, but they were all mostly new to me. Like I hadn't played them or streamed them before. But so far, only 2 of the games came out in 2025.
Mario Party Jamboree before 2025?
No, we didn't. We played it for the first time. That's why it's on the list.
Then
Oh, because no, it's not that. It came out, like literally it came out a couple years ago. We only played it for the first time in 2025, but it came out in 2023.
the new ones come out.
That come out in this year. That's right. Okay. So the next one, for something completely different, is a game that I've had a lot of fun playing. Started as a board game, would not want to play it on my own, I don't think, but love playing it with my dear friend Zach Clay. Gloomhaven. This game is really, really great. I've really enjoyed this game a lot, but to play it, you really need to play it with someone like Zach, who's patient and smart. You need to play it with someone who's patient and smart. You need patient and smart people to play this. And you need to recognize that although it's a really great story and the theme's great, the game is very much a slow burn and very much a burn in the sense that it's not a chill, it's turn-based, but you have to do a lot of thinking. It's not super forgiving. If you screw something up, you just screw it up and it can cost you. So you really have to think through your moves and your turns. And that's one of the reasons why it's a game that, although I like it, isn't higher on the list. But in a lot of ways, the different character classes, the different story elements, the different items you get, the way in which it builds the world, and especially the fact that it's cooperative, and I love co-op games, makes this a game that's a blast to play. I can't imagine wanting to do this in a board game context and having to do all of the board game stuff with all of the cards and the fiddly bits. That would feel very much to me like Arkham Horror, which I have back there, which I'm sure I have never played a game of Arkham Horror where we didn't mess up a rule at some point because there's just too many rules to remember. That's one thing where having something like this, where the game keeps track of the rules for you, the computer can, is super helpful. I like Gloomhaven a lot, though. I highly recommend it, especially if you have friends that you can play it with, and especially if you like a sort of real brain burn teasing thing and you like fantasy themed stuff, which I obviously do, then Gloomhaven is definitely up your alley. But go in with no illusions. It's a game that definitely is going to require you got to think if you're going to do well with this. All right, that leads us to number 9 on the list. And this is a game I was talking about that actually does stick the landing. And part of it has to do, I think, with the people that are actually putting it together. At least I think that's part of it. Sword of the Sea. This game has so many good things to recommend it, so many good aspects to it. First of all, Sword of the Sea is done by some of the same developers that did Journey, and it shows. It is a beautiful game. I mean, just graphically gorgeous. There are so many beautiful elements also to the concept of the game as you're restoring kind of water to this drought-stricken world. It is not a complicated story. There's not an enormous amount of role play or nuance unless you think of playing a sentient construct that rides a sword like a surfboard is role play. If you're into that, hey, listen, more power to you. But it's a beautiful game. And it reminded me also, besides Journey, it reminded me a little bit of Echo the Dolphin in terms of some of the freedom. Also, how many games do you get to ride a huge dolphin and then get to ride a huge shark? I mean, that's pretty awesome. The game is really, really lovely. Also, the music is so, so beautiful. And again, that's because it's made by Austin Wintory, who I've been honored enough to be able to interview in this channel as somebody who did the Banner Saga theme. Just beautiful, beautiful music. And in general, I liked this game quite a bit. The controls even are pretty good as well. The fact that it's not higher is probably more of a function of just the fact that the top 8 games were more enjoyable to me slightly slightly, but I loved Sword of the Sea, and again, did not overstay its welcome, nailed the ending, you know, and it made me feel like if you want to play it again and do all these cool like tricks on your sword, skateboard, surfboard thing, and whatever, you can do that too. So there's replayability in it as well. Great game. Loved Sword of the Sea. Another highly, you know, excellent game. I think that was Triffid that recommended it. And that was really lovely. Really liked Sword of the Sea a lot. Okay. That wasn't, I didn't, that was in a previous year that I talked about that one. Sea of Stars. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just you.
Nope. Sea of Stars. We may have played it for the first time this year, but it came out before. Okay. Let's see. What's this one that I wanted to do? Oh, yes. Just need to find where it is. Just a second. Let me find where the game is. I know it's here. Oh, is that what I did? Well, you know what? I'll do it that way then. That's fine. Unless I did. No, I didn't. Okay. Well, then we're going to get the full poster. Why not? It's a great poster anyway. Okay. This was a game that we played with our vocalists and are still playing it, in fact, right now. And we really enjoyed this a lot. Number 8 is Citizen Sleeper 2. Now, I loved Citizen Sleeper. In fact, when I played Citizen Sleeper 1 came out back in 2022 is when I played it, and that was number 8 on my list. This one is number 8 on my list. I guess it's very constant. So many great things about Citizen Sleeper 2. First of all, great story, very good writing, very good character design and development. Interesting mechanics without being obnoxious about it. And especially because of the Our Vocalist stuff, great voice opportunities. These folks have done a wonderful job in voicing them. And I think everyone has had the same feeling, which is unlike a game like Growing Up, which we enjoyed, but did start to feel a little too gamey. And also the writing was not quite up to the level of what it thought it was up to. Like some things that I was kind of like cringing about what they thought good parenting was and stuff like that. This doesn't do that. Like all of the stuff that you're doing, you're like, I see why the characters would act in a certain way, even if the characters are not ones that you might particularly like. So Citizen Sleeper 2 has many good things going for it. And also the sort of blades in the dark, roll a couple of dice, push, stress games, all that sort of stuff. That's a whole other benefit to it that I really enjoy, that I think the Our Vocalists enjoyed also. Very good story. A slow, again, a kind of a chiller game in some ways, slow paced game, and yet builds tension at the same time. This is a game that also obviously has a lot of cyberpunk vibes, but is just, I don't know, there's something also very hopeful about it at the same time that it's got a lot to recommend it. I'm a big fan of Citizen Sleeper 2. So that is game number 8. Okay. So now we get to, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing the pretzel? That's fine. You can totally do that. All right. Number 7 on this list. And I imagine a few folks here are going to be happy to see this one, because I told you about Station to Station, and I told you about some of the other sort of cool, chill vibes that I sometimes like. That was what this game was for me. Number 7 is Airborne Kingdom. I loved Airborne Kingdom a lot. Airborne Kingdom does many, many things well. Again, a really great story, a really great fun gameplay mechanic, a really sort of good city building mechanic that causes you to have to think about balancing things, but it wasn't so micromanagey that it sort of makes me shut down. This is my problem with a lot of the new 4X games, honestly. Again, nothing wrong with those games, but it's too micromanagey, right? Like I like Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and even 3 somewhat, because there's some micromanagement, not an overwhelming amount of micromanagement. Airborne Kingdom is like that as well. And the fact that you're also learning about the story, learning about the world, and there's also just something very cool about having a flying city go from country to country and kind of unite the worlds again today, in the current standard as it begins. Really loved that. And there were a lot of elements to it, even sort of the little model making concept of like little planes taking off and flying down and harvesting stuff and then coming back and landing on this stuff, even if it was pretty ridiculous to imagine how they would land on a city like this. Yeah, absolutely loved it. I think it was You Imaginary that nominated this, and Airborne Kingdom was great. I really liked Airborne Kingdom a lot. Highly recommended. Again, it does require thinking. It does require management. It is technically real time, but you can pause it, and it's not it's not tedious. It never felt tedious to me. And it was a game that did not last, forever, but it wasn't a 2-hour game. I mean, I think we probably spent, I don't know, 12 to 14 hours on it, maybe. I think it was like four, maybe 5 sessions that I played over on GOG of this game on Pen and Pixels. But yeah, no, I loved Airborne Kingdom. Excellent game, highly recommended, available on GOG, coming to a GOG near you. I'm already there at a GOG near.
Did that just say KP? Who's KP?
KP is one of the people that plays in the Art Vocalist with me.
I don't know him.
I think you've seen him though, but you may not remember it. Okay, number 6 on this list, and I have to say, in most years this probably would have ended up in the top 5, but just got outflanked by games that I liked a little bit better, but not because of anything wrong with this. Strange Antiquities was great. Now, I never played Strange Horticulture, but this game in which you're combining together little bits and pieces to come up with new concepts in the world that you're developing and understanding the world, this sort of implied lore that I like to talk about with games, that was available here in spades. And I think Strange Antiquities did this exceedingly well. Very good music. Again, it was spooky without being scary. I don't think there's really any timed sequences per se. There are some elements where things do get a little intense and you have to figure things out, but not where it was like, do this or you're going to be in trouble or whatever. And a lot of elements, again, sort of like The Room, where when you do something right, you feel smart about it. When you do something right, you're like, oh yeah, that's what I meant to do. So just a lot of good elements of Strange Antiquities. And of course, let's not bury the lead. As you can see, it's got a cat. I mean, it's got a cat, and the cat is named Jupiter. And what else do you need, right? Like, it's freaking amazing. I loved this game. And as I say, I thought a little bit about whether there was any way that I could shoehorn it into the top 5. I just don't see how I could, based on the games that I put in the top 5 ultimately. And so, that's, I can't do that, but man, I really like Strange Antiquities a lot. Highly recommended. Just missed the top 5. That's correct. All right, now, chat, just to summarize what we've got so far, 26 was Rosewater, new this year. 25 was Cassette Beast. 24, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. 23, Super Mario Party Jamboree. 22, Dave the Diver. 21, Halo 3. 20, Nobody Wants to Die. 19, Station to Station. That's the one game I played off stream. 18 was The Room that we just played. 17, Breath of Fire 4. 16, Far Lone Sails. 15, Gorogoa. 14, D&D Dragonlance Champions of Krynn. 13 was Neverwinter Nights, Doom of Icewind Dale. That was new this year. 12 was Cryptmaster. Not Neverwinter Nights, but Doom of Icewind Dale. 12 was Cryptmaster. 11 was Neva. 10 was Gloomhaven. 9 was Sword of the Sea, new this year. 8 was Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector, new this year. 7 was Airborne Kingdom. 6 was Strange Antiquities, new this year. Interestingly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of my top 10 games this year were new games this year. So that's interesting. I don't know what that says about anything, but it's an interesting thing. All right, number 5. Now, this game is a game that in a lot of ways ties a lot of things together. And I liked quite a bit, despite the fact that although I like the general genre that it's in, do not particularly like a mechanic that it relies on heavily. And that is a game called Blueprints. Now, this was everybody's favorite game all the time, right? Everybody loved Blueprints. There was a time for about a month and a half where that's all you saw on Twitch, it felt like, was Blueprints. And in a lot of ways, Blueprints is extremely smart, extremely clever, extremely thoughtful. The roguelike nature of it, as you all know, I don't like roguelike games most of the time. I don't like games where you reset everything from the beginning, but this is a bit different because you are making progress. You are opening up. It reminded me a bit of Slay the Spire that way, in that, yes, you have to do it again, but Slay the Spire opens up more card options to you so you can create a more powerful deck. And that's what I like. If I feel like a game is giving me no progress, I'm not really interested as much, whereas Blueprints does do that. Also, Blueprints has a very interesting world and very thoughtful sort of construction of rooms and design. The music is on point. A lot of the stuff is just very neat, and there is a darker and more intense and complex story involved in it that got down there. But the reason the game doesn't end up higher for me is that Blueprints is a game, I think, that suffers from its pacing. I think that Blueprints puts way too much in the just play it 700 more times and you'll figure this part out. And there comes a point where, frankly, I've got too many other cool games that I want to play, right? Like I enjoy Blueprints, but I don't enjoy it so much that I want to play another 5 hours so that I might get one more part of one aspect of puzzle that doesn't, like I didn't enjoy it that much where I would get it to that level. And I felt, especially as we went on, like I felt when we hit the last room, I was like, great. I didn't feel any inclination to keep playing. And I'm aware everyone told me like, oh, but there's all this extra story. I'm like, yes, but I don't want to spend another 5 hours so I can get another 3 words of this multiple paragraphs long story. Like in the end, it's not that it doesn't hold my attention enough for me to want to do that. So again, I liked Blueprints a lot. That's why it's in the top 5. I think it's very clever. I think it's clearly going to be very influential on later game design. I think it does a lot of things well. It reminded me of the board game Mystery Mansion that I have, an old board game where you move rooms around a map and stuff like that. Very interesting, good story. But it just, in the end, it's a game that I wish understood its own pacing and understood what it does and doesn't do well. And I don't know that it totally gets that as much as it thinks it does. But again, we're kind of nitpicking at that point. It's top 5 for a reason. It was very good. But that is number 5 for me. Number 4. Yes, baby. Can you what?
Could they see it?
No, they cannot see that.
I wonder how.
Number 4. Number 4 is a game that I've had an absolute blast with, and that's Dispatch. I adore this game. I think the writing is exceptional. I think the story is well done. I think the characters are well designed. I think that it's actually kind of a fun gameplay mechanic. I am shocked, actually, that I liked this game as much as I did. Not because I thought I would enjoy it, right? Just as I thought I played Cryptmaster and I'm like, oh my, this is going to be top 5. This is a game that when I first saw it, I'm like, I bet this is going to be like those one and done deals because it was going to be way too much profanity and it was going to be all cynical, which is not my vibe. It is not cynical at all. It is not a cynical game. It is way too heavy on the F-bombs. Like, again, that's the one negative I have. I put the profanity filter on. But it is really not the case that people spend every other word swearing at each other. Like, that is not the case. This is the same problem I talked about with David Mamet. David Mamet's a wonderful playwright until we got to Glengarry Glen Ross, and he thought that real estate agents would literally be dropping F-bombs at 80-year-old Florida retirees. Not if he wants to sell any houses, he won't. No, they don't use that many, and it doesn't make it more edgy. You could literally cut 75% of the profanity of this game, and it would have zero impact on the overall profitability or popularity of the game. You just don't need that many F-bombs. But leaving that aside, I think Dispatch is beautifully done. I think it's, again, smart writing, thoughtful writing, and one of the things they do really well is that when they give you a choice, the choice that they give you is not like what sometimes happens in BioWare games where it's like, support them. And you're like, yeah, that person's a piece of junk anyway. And you're like, wait, what? Like, that's not what I said. Like when they say support them, like hypothetically in Dispatch, what they say is actually being supportive of the person they're supporting. Like I have not felt at all in this game like something that I chose as an option didn't end up being exactly the option that was given to me. And that is great because it gives me the sense that my choices matter, that I have agency. In addition to that, I love the fact that the main character, Robert, is a character who, although he is a normal person in a lot of ways, is a leader, is used to being a hero, is not someone that they're just going to jump all over, is someone that you can see his own team becoming to really respect and then love and admire because he's a good dude. Like he really tries, and he's a good dude without being Pollyanna. Also, I love all the characters in this game. Like I have not run into someone with a backbone. I haven't run into a single character in this game that I have not liked. I mean, in terms of what they were doing as characters. Shroud, awesome. And Matt Mercer, good work on Shroud. Blonde Blazer, great. Invisigal, great. Royd, who's the dude standing next to you in the picture, amazing. Waterboy, spectacular. Flambe, awesome. The Coop, spectacular. Punch Up, amazing. I love Golem. every single character. There's not a single character I've run into. Phenomenon, wildly awesome. There's not a single character that I've run into that I haven't been like, this is great. I love these people. It's just beautifully done. I love Dispatch, and I'm really excited to finish it on Thursday. The fact that it doesn't beat the next 3 games is nothing about, oh, it's so good, Effect Life. It's nothing about a negative of Dispatch. I thought about actually switching this with number 3. It wouldn't have been higher than 3, but I thought about it. But I do think 3, I'm pretty confident is number 3 here. But Dispatch is great. I really, really liked it. So highly recommend you check it out and play for yourself. And then it's also fun to watch other people play it and see what choices they make. So, all right, that is number 4. Now we get, okay, sounds good. Now number 3. Number 3 on the list is a game which was a long time in the coming. And it is an example of a couple of games that have been sort of a long time in the coming. But it's a game that when I first played it, won it, and didn't really much like it. Very different story this time around. And that is Elder Scrolls 3 Oblivion Remastered. They did a very, very, very good job with this remaster. A lot of quality of life improvements, a lot of things that just sort of change the game substantially, make it where the first time I played Oblivion some years ago, I was like, this time around, very, very different. I really enjoyed this. No, I do not mean 4, I mean 3. Dispatch was number 4 and Oblivion was 3. Did I miss something? 4, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah. 5 was Blueprints. 4 was Dispatch. 3 is Oblivion Remastered. I think. Did I miss something nonstop? Yeah, number 3 is... Oh, Elder Scrolls 3. Sorry, did I say that? Maybe I did. I think I said number 3, and maybe that came across as Elder Scrolls 3. No, this is Elder Scrolls 4, as you say. Really loved Oblivion quite a bit. And again, I think... Not only do they manage everything in terms of the sort of the graphics and everything else, but it did give you this sense of this larger world. Also, you get Sean Bean and Patrick Stewart, what's not to like? And a game that I did play before but didn't enjoy like this was really great. And we spent a lot of time on this in the middle of the year. Really, really, really liked Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion a lot. Also want to mention that it was proof that you can really put a lot into these games and remaster them and not just throw a new coat of paint on it and say that you're done. Again, I wonder whether or not games like Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth, whether those have not sort of set the standard for the way that people imagine these games now. And so if you're going to do a game like Remastered Oblivion, you can't just like... It's got to really make some changes. Now, this does not remake the game. This is a remaster. This does not remake it the way that Final Fantasy VII does with those brilliant Remake and Rebirth games, but it is a game that does very well as a remaster. I liked Oblivion a lot. Highly recommend Oblivion Remastered. Good stuff. Plus a lot of mods that are out for it and things like that. All right, that brings us to the top 2. Yes.
I did not need to go to the bathroom. I was seeing the dispatch.
Yeah, I know. You were saying the Dispatch picture had it. No, I get it. Okay, number 2. Now this game was amazing, and honestly, if the game that was number 1 had not been out this year, it's very likely this game would have ended up being my number 1. Partially because not only is it a great game, it surprised me. Hi guys, Shield. It surprised me on top of it. This is one that was suggested by Prince Justin, Expeditions Rome. I absolutely adored this game. Expeditions Rome does almost everything well. It is a great story with great role play options. It's got great tactical play where the sort of local individual battles that you're engaged in are very, very awesome, with a lot of thought-provoking stuff using action points. It's turn-based, which I appreciate as well. The sort of larger tactical battles are also really neat. There's some camp management stuff, but it's not annoying. There are different campaigns in different areas. This game, I think I spent like 65, 70 hours on. I spent a long time finishing this game, but there was so much good stuff to Expeditions Rome. And a lot of interesting things. Like there's an entire level where you go into like this dream of mortality and you meet a cat, and it's like this, and it's based on the Egyptian god of the dead, and like there's this, but it's also because you had this weird drug. Some things like that where you're like, where did this come from? It is very interesting to me that this company didn't get more success from this. Even the voice acting is all on point. Great set pieces, great designs in a lot of ways, just very, 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 very good all the way through. And as I say, if this game that came in number one had not come out, Expeditions Rome would have certainly been my number one for the year. And it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't a runaway for the number one game. Like, I mean, it wasn't a absolute crushing where clearly this game, but it was pretty definitive that I knew what the game was that I wanted to be number one. But man, Expeditions Rome is super good. Also, you can get it on GOG. Highly, highly recommend this. If you like any version of story, gameplay, role play, strategy, like if you like that stuff, this combines all those things beautifully. And I've heard that the other Expeditions games do this in various ways. I've played Expeditions Conquistador. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to want to keep playing it. I think it sort of had a lot of rough edges. By the time we got to this one, I think they've really nailed a lot of it. So very good stuff. I would love to see a future Expeditions game, which I would definitely play. Highly, highly loved Expeditions Rome. All right, Chad. And so that now is going to bring us to the greatest game of the year. Now, this is a game that I thought a lot about because, it's important to me that I reflect sort of what I think is important to me, but also what my chat really cares about. And I know that this is, let me just transition there. I know that this is a game that all of you could understand why I liked it as much as I did. And I know you probably are, thinking about it, but I just wanted to be clear about why this game is so important. And the number one game of 2025 is Candy Crush Saga. Now listen, the mobile game aspects of this are amazing. I can't tell you how wild it is to be able to actually do the same thing over and 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 over again and have some microtransactions and then see what actually happens with everyone's like, it's like, just kidding. No, that is not definitively the game of the year. God bless you if you like Candy Crush. Finally, the game gets the recognition it deserved. Yes, exactly. That, however, is not the game. Woo! Man, it's you knew it all along. You knew that was the game. That clearly was going to be a game. No, that is not it. Now, this game, I will admit, there is a little aspect of this game would have had to work to screw up in my mind, but it did not do so. This is my favorite game of all time when it first came out, and this version of it is clearly the best version of it. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. I adored this game. It's a game that has essentially no weakness in my mind. It's a brilliant story. It's brilliant gameplay. It's brilliant characterization. It's brilliant music. It's brilliant art. The pixel art is the sprite art is second to none. It has a long-standing tradition. It's thoughtful. It's thematic. It does everything well. And it's not lost on me that over the last few years, my top game in 2024 was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. My top game in Final Fantasy in 2020 was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy games, when they're good ones, tend to be ones that come up there, but I absolutely adored Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, also the fact that the gameplay is so compelling and you can build up your characters. If you really want to get into building your characters up and like make all these new ones, you can make obviously a calculator who's like super powerful, and you can do all these different designs. If you look online, like challenge runs that people do with these things and everything are really, really good. But it's another example of a game that, although this game too was about 60 hours of gameplay, I want to say. Actually, let me see. I have it on Steam, so let me see how long I actually played it for. I played it for 54 hours. And if we had done the dungeon, that would have added another 3 to 4 hours to it, the optional dungeon. So again, it's a game that's below 60 hours. And I just adored it. I love this game. And this is my third full playthrough of this game, essentially. Like, I played the original on PS1, I played the War of the Lions PSP version, and now I'm playing this one, which really measures it together. Because this version is the best version, not just because it kind of cleans a lot of those things up. But it also adds some of the best cutscenes from War of the Lions, and it adds voice acting. I can't believe, and also does things like lets you take back moves, lets you save in between battles. There are other elements to this that it does super well that are also great. But I honestly can't believe on some level that they added voice acting and that it worked. Like, if you think about how iconic characters like Ramza are, or Sid, or Delita, or any of these characters, right? How unique they are. Being able to get voice acting that doesn't just feel like a faceplant is astonishing. They did an extraordinary job. And I have to give Square, some love here, because this is the third game now that they've done over the last 5 years or so that they didn't need to do it like this, and they did. I've talked about this with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They could have just put some graphics on it like they did with the company 38 Studios did with Kingdoms of Amalur, and been like, great, now there's your remaster. And that game was just the same as if you had never gotten it at all. Like, that's essentially useless, right? They could have done the same thing. They would have made a boatload of money. They didn't do it. They literally rethought how remakes work. It's a meditation on the nature of how games become part of the zeitgeist of our culture, of our society. They did that, and they didn't need to. This game, again, they didn't need to add all the voice acting. They didn't need to add all of the quality of life stuff that they did. They didn't need to do all of that. Some things they left. They knew to leave the graphic stuff. They knew to leave some of the charm of it, and like everyone chewing the scenery during the battles, because they know that that's one of the things that people love the most about the game. But they also changed things and fixed some things in a way that I wouldn't have thought possible. I adored Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. I think it is a triumph. I think it's like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Not 100% perfect because of a couple of the difficulty spikes here and there, although it's close. This is an incredible game. And again, my favorite game ever. So, it was a little bit going into it. I was like, I was going to be very sad. If they screwed this up, I was going to hammer them for it. They did not screw it up. They did a wonderful job with this. So that is the number one game of the year. So again, 7 out of 10 of the top 10 games this year were new this year, and only one off-stream game. So again, number 26, Rosewater, that was new. 25, Cassette Beast. 24, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. 23, Super Mario Party Jamboree. 22, Dave the Diver. 21, Halo 3. 20, Nobody Wants to Die. 19, Station to Station is the only one I played off stream. 18, The Room. 17, Breath of Fire 4. 16, Far Lone Sails. 15, Gorogoa. 14, D&D Dragonlance, Champions of Krynn. 13, Neverwinter Nights, Doom of Icewind Dale, which was new this year. 12, Cryptmaster. 11, Neva. 10, Gloomhaven. 9, Sword of the Sea, new. 8, Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, new. 7, Airborne Kingdom. 6, Strange Antiquities, new. 5, Blueprints, new. 4, Dispatch, new. 3, Oblivion Remastered, new. 2, Expeditions Rome, which was not new, but new for me. And number 1, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles, new. Now, this is just my top 26 list. And yeah, you're 100% right, Effect Life. None of these were fails. I mean, I have to say, like last year, I didn't have any fails either. The bottom 2 games, the year that I played 30 games, the bottom 2 games were not great. And I didn't love those. Those were kind of fails in 2023. Definitely in 2022, I had a couple at the bottom that would be considered fails. Definitely the bottom 2 for sure. 2021, one of those games was definitely a fail for sure. 2020, I had a couple of games that were fails as well. And so on. So, but the last 2 years, I've had no fails, and that's a testament. A lot of these games came from, things that you recommended and suggested. So a lot of that comes down to you folks knowing, I guess, what I like, but also knowing what works well in terms of blend of story and gameplay and all that kind of good stuff. So, that all is reliant on you. So, good job from everybody. You all did wonderful there. All right. So now that we finished that is my game of the year list for now. But we have about 10 minutes, which is good, because I want to take the next 10 minutes to talk to all of you folks about 2025 that was and 2026 to come. 2025, two things, right? All right, see you.
Bye.
Love you.
It's fine.
Love you, my son.
Bye, everybody.
He is on his way out. Effect Life says bye.
Bye, Effect Life.
Okay, so couple of things that I want to.
Hello,
Sherbert's here. Okay. Couple of notes to everybody about things. First of all, 2025, and I kind of want to take this into two parts: the world and the channel. Let's start with the channel and my writing and so on. A lot of great things went on in 2025 for the channel. First of all, in the channel in 2025, we passed the $40,000 raised for Damon Runyon. Probably the thing I was proudest of, to be honest. I was honored enough, I don't know if you can see it, but right back there where I'm pointing is a framed now picture of the newsletter, the national newsletter for Damon Runyon that put out this article that featured ArvCon and featured us there as one of the things that was really sort of a morale booster for them in a place where, just realized I had to do something relating to that. In a place where, at a time when they were under attack from a lot of different places, I was extremely proud and continue to be proud of the community response to this and how we've done actual good work. Because remember, as I'll talk about when I get to the stuff about the world, work is not yammering at people about the work. Work is not yelling at people about why they're not doing the work. Work is doing the work. And so it was really lovely that we could do that together. And I'm honored that we were honored that way by Damon Runyon. We also had a lot of beginnings and endings. We had the closing up of the Hearthglow limited run show that I did with Carlos and Claire and Zach and Adam Petrosino that finished up at Sacred Heart. That was an amazing experience, and I was really glad to be able to do that. We had a lot of different remote events that we did. We had our panel on writing about the Canadian and American writing on panel that we did. We had a lot of extra stuff from the community D&D, which wrapped up with Waterdeep Dragon Heist and moved into Dungeon of the Mad Mage. That was really cool. We just had a lot of really great stuff that we did in terms of things for the channel. And on the tabletop front, obviously we continue to go with those things. And I'm going to thank them in just a minute for all of the stuff that they did. So that was amazing stuff from the channel that we were able to accomplish all this year. We were able to have a very successful subathon as well. Arvathon, the third annual, I believe, Arvathon was a big success, which was great and allowed us to do things like support other channels that we were doing and things like that. I really enjoyed that and being able to do that with all of you. So congratulations to all of you for making that possible as a part of the channel as well. Special events, tabletop play, video game play, all of the different things that we did in the channel continue to cement my belief that this is the best community on Twitch. I understand that I'm biased, but it's a community that I really care about deeply, and I'm really grateful to everyone for the support of the channel as we move into now, as we are finishing up I started streaming in April 2012, so we hit our 13-year mark of streaming, and as we move into the year where we will mark our 14th year of streaming next year, that's pretty wild that we've been able to do that. Also, we made episode 500 of Pen and Pixels over in GOGCon this year, so I'm really honored about that too, that we were able to get to that level. That was pretty awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Imaginary, but it's always one of those things like you need people to lead it, but you also need people to be in it, and without that, everyone makes a real difference. Also, I had a chance to do some those breakfast streams, those car maintenance breakfast streams that I do with all of you, and I always have fun doing those as well. So it was a great time in the terms of the channel stuff. In terms of my own writing, we moved things along in terms of Greyshade. I was really excited to be able to get 2 audiobooks out. We got Greyshade and the Renegade audiobooks out from Athos with Tren Sparks. And so I'm grateful to both Athos and Tren, and of course to all of you for having done that. The fact that we sold Greyshade continued to sell really well, and that we are just about ready to release Greyshade tabletop role-playing game, and a lot of other stuff was setting up for things to happen. I have stuff that is on the docket ready to come out. I am part of, for example, the game narrative Kaleidoscope being put out by Inkle. I have an essay in there which is going to be coming out early next year. I've got a bunch of conferences and conventions that I did last year. This 2025 I'm going to have already booked for 2026, which I'm super excited for. A couple of projects that I'm right on the edge of doing, and I'm knocking on wood, and I can't wait to announce them. I can't mention it yet, but soon. A I was also great to be able to go and be part of the WorldCon. I was able to be the co-track lead of Craft of Writing along with my good friend Marie Bilodeau. Marie and I were the co-track leads for the World Science Fiction Convention in Seattle. That was really awesome. And so it was great in terms of a writing side. That was really amazing. I am really grateful, and I can't wait. There's so much good stuff coming out. And of course, I almost forgot this. We also got to have a lot of people who visited, including Zach, including Brandon, Carlos, Claire, Adam, Marie. And Marie and Brandon came as part of our first ever storytelling sequence and a storytelling presentation at my University, St. John's. And I just announced recently that there will be the second one of those storytelling events happening in February, which will feature poets Ali Trotta and C.S.E. Cooney and Connecticut State Poet Laureate Antoinette Brimbell. So I'm very excited for all of that. That's going to be amazing. And then in March, Ed Zitron, the legendary Ed Zitron, will be talking with me about generative AI and why it sucks. I mean, that's the spoiler alert, okay? But at St. John's as well. He's a good get. I'm really excited about that too. So it's gonna be busy in the spring. In addition to getting Gray Shade TTRPG out, which is going to be happening, in addition to the last audiobook, which is Heretic, coming out for that series. In addition to the other writing stuff I can't talk about yet. So, crossed fingers and all that sort of thing. Now I want to talk about real life a little bit. With me, and then I'm going to finish by talking about the world that is to come. So in 2026, you're going to see a lot more tabletop play. You're going to see a lot more special events. We are launching in January the new Community 13th icon, which is Prince Justin is going to be DMing this campaign for the amazing crew of Mur Lafferty and Kathleen DeVere from Loading Ready Run and Darcy Little Badger and our very own Triffity Mats. Very excited for that campaign. Drew the Damager is doing the video on this. Oh my God, wait till you see the video that he's doing. It's amazing. So I'm super, super excited for that. And I can't wait to see what happens as that thing unfolds. Community D&D with the Shadow Crew will continue. I love that campaign, being able to watch in on those on Wednesday nights has been really great, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that as well. We will be wrapping up D&D with Infinity and Beyond Eberron Oracle of War, and then beginning, as I mentioned, Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen, at the new year with that crew. We will be continuing with Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. We will also be finishing up with by the Dice Roll. We'll be finishing up Ghosts of Saltmarsh, and we'll be launching a full campaign of My Tales and Tomes, the Forbidden Library. That is a full Forbidden Library trilogy, which is 9 parts long now, actually. Well, it's the Forbidden Library trilogy, and then there's 2 other trilogies. So very excited for all of that. There's going to be a reprint, I hope, of Tales and Tomes, which is now sold out. That's part of the writing projects I can't talk about, but it's going to be great. It's amazing. Also on the channel, we will continue with GOG.com and Pen and Pixels. We will continue to have the Art Vocalists. It was so wonderful to actually meet all the Art Vocalists in person, to be all there in person at Gen Con and to be able to take pictures and have a great time. And I'm very excited for what the new year is going to bring. Christmas Carol this year was a real highlight. Of course, I love doing the Edgar Allan Poe readings too, but the Christmas Carol stuff was amazing. So again, I'm so excited for that and so excited for more Art Vocalist stuff, more video game stuff, more Chat Chosen Game of the Month stuff, more D&D with viewers, more Gloomhaven playthrough with my dear friend Zach, and all of that kind of good stuff is going to be great. So I'm excited for all of that to come. Now, a couple of real life things, and we'll talk about the world in general, and then we'll talk about thank yous. So this year was up and down for me personally. It has been up and down for me health-wise. We had, without getting into great detail, we had a couple of situations that happened with heart arrhythmias. You may know that I have dealt with this before. I've been hospitalized in the past for heart arrhythmia twice. The good news is that we now know how to deal with it when it happens. But it is definitely something which will make you feel awfully mortal. And, I'm 53. I'm definitely not 43, but I'm also not 93. And I would like to, I want to be around for a very good long time and watch that wonderful boy that you just saw walk out the door grow up and all that, and, be there for my daughter and my wife and everybody. So I plan to be on being here a good long time. And so really thinking about that has been difficult. And there were other health challenges that happened. There were family challenges too. As has now been talked about, my father-in-law passed away in March, and that was very difficult, not least because that relationship between my father-in-law and my wife was fraught, let's put it that way. And so there were a lot of mixed feelings about all of it. And so this August, when we went out to Seattle for Worldcon, we also had memorial services and stuff like that. And it was not a happy time. It's been difficult for the kids as well. And so that has been a struggle. It has not been an easy year in a lot of ways, health-wise for us, definitely not in terms of like events happening around the family for us either. There's been a lot of stressors in other ways too. And so that has been difficult. At the same time, there have been a lot of wonderful moments also. Watching my daughter continue to grow up, my son that you just saw, just seeing the kind of wonderful kid that he is, watching my daughter grow up into a wonderful young woman. I cannot describe to you how just blessed I am to be able to have a family like this and to be able to have someone like her. She is just incredible. 7 for 7 on colleges so far. She's applied to 15 and she's gotten to all 7 of them, all with scholarships. The ones that she's heard back from so far have all been yeses with scholarships. And that's because of her hard work. She's an exceptional student. She's also a very interesting, good-hearted person. And I mean those all with commas, right? Interesting, good-hearted. All of those things are what she is. She's going to be 18. Little Arv is going to be 18 in January. When I started streaming, she was 4. And she's going to be 18 when we, in next month, January 20th. So, again, I couldn't be more proud of her. And that was a very much an up of last year. Like, being able to see her just get all of these things, do these college visits with her, going to the college visits, knowing that these places were places that I knew she was going to get into a bunch of them. I still think she's going to get into a bunch of the ones that remain. The big ones, she's gotten into one of the ones that's one of her top choices already, but there are a couple of others that she's waiting to hear from too. She's not going to get into every single one of the places she applied to, but the fact that she's gotten to where she's gotten into is great. And again, she's we would not have cared regardless of what the grades were. We care about whether she's a good person who's growing to be a person of both happiness and joy and investment in the world, who again will do the work and not just yammer about the work. The fact that she's done all those things and also is a good student and interesting and all that stuff is just amazing. So I'm just so proud of her and very proud of everyone in my family. I'm proud of my wife who, as I say, went through a lot of sad moments this year and has really continued to work on herself. One of the reasons I love her is the fact that she is so invested in trying to make things better for herself and for the people around her. And that's pretty special, and pretty special for those of us who get to live with her, and be around her every day. So that's the deal with that. Now, that leads me to some comments about the world and then thank yous and then that. This has been a very difficult year for the world. 2025 has been, what? I said a lot of stuff about you, yes. 2025 has been a very difficult year for the world. America is in the midst of fighting fascism. It is fortunately largely incompetent fascism, but that doesn't mean it isn't fascism. And it doesn't mean that there haven't been enormous amounts of people, the marginalized and so forth, who have been hurt, from the members of the trans community to immigrants, to women, especially Black women, to, to people, LGBTQ plus IA, et cetera. Like, there have been so many examples of this that I could give you. And of course, what happens here has an outsized effect on what happens in the rest of the world. And it has been extremely depressing, to be honest, to live in a country in which somehow this awful person was reelected. I just cannot even conceive of it in some ways. And yet there have been moments of joy within that, resistances within that, the No More Kings movement, the examples of all the special elections in which the Republicans have been crushed repeatedly. There are multiple examples and cracks in the facade and examples of why this is not something that's going to lead to the end stages of disaster. But millions and millions and millions have been hurt because of it, and that's been very difficult. So what gives me hope? What gives me hope for 2026 is the fact that despite all of it, despite all of these things that we face, despite all of the problems that we face, communities remain as the thing that allow us to overcome what we must. And it's communities coming together that we saw with No More Kings, that we saw in these elections, that we saw in numerous cases, people coming together to organize to protect members of the trans community, people coming together to raise money for cancer research. I directly spoke to people and higher ups at Damon Runyon who said that morale has been terrible because of all the money that they lost and the fact that a lot of the scientists they rely on have not been getting visas because of this fascist organization, administration and so forth, that the compensation for that, the reason they wanted to feature ArvCon is because we, in a way, we're just a drop in the bucket, right? Like $40,000 over 10 years. This is an organization that raises millions and millions and millions. And yet the fact that we raise what we can, despite many of us not having ever met each other face to face, being spread across the globe, is a real powerful sign for them. This isn't coming from me. They find it a morale booster, like they do. It helps them to see things like this, to see the scientists on ArvCon role-playing, me getting to talk with them and fanboy out about these amazing people that do amazing work. Like, they do that stuff. And the thing that I want to point out to everybody is that that is what hope is. Hope is not blind, disastrous faith, right? Hope is not cuddle up and hope it goes away. Hope is based upon real, tangible results that come from doing the work. And that's something which I want to be very clear. The work is not yelling at people about doing the work. It's not centering yourself in doing the work. It's not saying, everyone, look, why aren't you doing the work the way I'm doing the work? Why aren't you, look at me. It's about doing the goddamned work. And that means that if you want to increase representation, you go and you do it. It means if you want to be able to teach people in a different way, teach students in a different way, you go and you do it. I had to radically change my classes around because of Gen AI this year. Did I like it? No, because it was a hell of a lot more work for me. But I did it. Why? Because I knew it was important so that my students could still get a measure of good, solid education, and I think they have, despite the fact that we're having this stuff shoved down our throat. I think that Gen AI I know that it's a bubble. It is not going to last in its current form. But I think regardless of what goes on, the fact that we came together in this way was really important. Doing the work is doing the work, not talking about it. And so the only reason I'm talking about the work here is that this that I'm doing is doing the work because it hopefully is a call to action to everybody else. I have been enormously proud of all of the people that I have seen, both in my personal life, as I spoke about, and also in the people around me, my colleagues at my university, my students that I'm honored to work with every day, and all of you and the members of this community, my fellow writers as well, and all of you who do this work together with each other. And I want you to remember that that is the thing which stands out the most, which is continuing to doing the work by being with each other and by doing that work and as well by letting others know that this is around. When you hear people say, there's nothing that can be done, it's all over. Look, we're cooked. One of my least favorite lines, by the way. My least favorite new set of words is the "we're cooked" line. Like hell you are. Like hell we are. Or another way to put it would be, if you want to be cooked, go ahead and jump in the pot. I'm not planning on being cooked. I don't think any of us are planning on being cooked. Example after example after example. 7 million people came out during a weekend during No More Kings. Those people did not say we're cooked. They said, no, we're cooking. It's time for us to do the work. And they have, not just in that one protest, but in countless ways of organization, of donation, of education, of reaching out to other groups and institutions, of building community together, and of encouraging others to do that, which is what we have tried to do here on this channel in our own small way from the very beginning. Communication, compassion, and community are the 3 watchwords of this community, and they always have been. And I have been enormously honored to be able to be a part of that community again with all of you in 2025 during what was an exceedingly difficult year. For anyone who had someone say to you, oh, we're all done. For any one of you who heard that and said, I think we can still do something. For any of you who heard that and maybe didn't say that, but just in your mind said, I'm not giving up though, and then went and donated time or money or resources or your voice to try to aid another cause, to make things, to advance things, to move the ball down the field, to use a sports analogy, you all did that work also without just yammering about it. And I think that is really ultimately the key about how we get through this. It's about doing the work together, recognizing that the only way out is through, and the only through is through community and compassion with each other. And that's something we have to do and commit to on a regular basis, as I think you've been able to do so in here. Yeah, we talk fun and games. Yes, we talk about a lot of things in this area, but we also talk about the reason that these things matter. And the reason they matter is because what they say about us as human beings. And that's extremely important. So I want to thank, first of all the players on all of my campaigns in the channel this year who did amazing work. I can't say enough about all of them. I want to thank all the people I collaborated with this year on the channel. I want to thank all of the voice actors that I got the chance to work with this channel. I want to thank all of the people who came on to do special presentations and panels and, infernal salons and things like that this year. I want to thank everyone who donated to the subathon, and especially thank all of you who donated to ARFCon, because that's something we hope to push every year and make stronger and bigger every time that we can. And most of all, I want to thank all of you in chat for having made it a real honor to be able to stream for all of you, 13 years and counting, and to be able to feel like I'm able to make a difference, largely because you folks are able to make a difference also. If any of what you've seen this year from this channel, conversations you've had with other people, people that you've met on the Discord, people that things you've spoken about with me, if any of these things have mattered to you, I hope you will take that in your heart, whatever the circumstances are that face you. And I know many of you in this chat right now are facing unimaginable obstacles, but I want you to take a little bit of the warmth you feel from recognizing that you are not alone, that you are not an island, that you are not isolated in and of yourself. And that, if I can take a moment and use an example from a book of mine, that there is always another way, not just the yes or no, which is the binary that too many people want to put you into. I want to thank you all for doing that, and I want you to think about that as you go forth. Choose human art for humans. That means rejecting Gen AI. Choose humanity for humans, and that means rejecting bigotry for compassion. And choose action over apathy. Most importantly, choose doing the work over just yelling at others about why they're not doing the work. If you can do all those things this year, then I think 2026 will at least be a year that you can feel good about you're part of, however it turns out for the world. And my belief is that if we can do that together, we're likely to have, hopefully, a better 2026 than we had in 2025. So for everyone out there, hang in there. Much love from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being part of this community once again. I will be over at about 45 minutes over on GOG.com with Pen and Pixels playing Breath of Fire 4. You all know how to do all the ways to support the channel, the gift sub packs, all the stuff that I've talked about before. I'm not going to spend time on that today. Please do those things. But thanks to everyone. Thanks to the kids who are asleep and all the raiders too. And thank you all, most of all, for being human beings that have contributed a portion of your humanity to us every time, sharing a part of that humanity with us every time you join us together in community. It means a lot to me, and I think a lot about all of you as you do that. So to everyone in chat today, to Hillness, Effect Life, Nonstop, Imaginary Exponent, A Boring Display Name, Airmaster, Big Boss, Balland, Butthurt, Defective, Gary, Jagtress, Meshtai, of course the kids are asleep, Takanjia, Valerian Gamer, and Warnerar. Thank you so much to everyone for all of the work that you put in by being here and being a part of this community. I am excited for 2026, and I'm excited for us to do this together. From the bottom of my heart, thank you and much love. May the warmth of the common love we bring to this carry us forward into a new year. And having said that, I'll see you at GOG.com in a little bit. Otherwise, go forth and do the work. And I'll see you folks next year. Bye for now.